through that link though, Marcus. That's the only problem.
It says it's been live for 2 minutes 13 seconds.
Okay. Well, give it a chat. Have a bit of a
Just
chat.
kicked off.
Have a chat. Sorry.
Are we off?
Everyone's going. Don't score in the first 20 seconds.
I'll give you a thumbs up.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally broadcasting. We've had a few problems. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are broadcasting now. Hopefully, you're able to hear us. We've had a few problems with our Wi-Fi, so hopefully you can hear us now. The game has just started, underway. Chippenham have got the ball in the Slough half, and Tom Williams had to clear the ball out for a throw-in early on, right by the Slough Town goal line. As you might be aware, I'm not Adrian. It's unless he's got a much deeper voice all of a sudden. This is Will. You should be able to recognise me. I've done this before. I'm sat here alongside Marcus, who is his first time. Welcome.
Welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yep.
Despite our technical difficulties, it's good to be online as Slough clear the first corner of the game. Out to Lewis Putnam, who's beaten in the air. Slough playing from right to left as we watch.
We will
through
try.
the team in a second when it calms down.
Yeah, we'll try and get hold of the Chippenham names as soon as we can. As I think it's Fides on the ball, but it's tackled by Jai Dillon. It's going out for another Chippenham corner throw-in. Sorry. Quickly going through Chippenham side, then in goal, Kent Cowpenham, number 2, Alex Fides, number 3, Lee Henry, number 4, Michael Pook, number 5 in captain sides, Greg Tyndall, number 6 is Mark Priest, number 7 is Alex Ferguson, number 8 is Matt Smith, number 9 is Alan Griffin, number 10 is Alex Sando, and number 11 is Matt Jones.
Free kick to Slough, the throw in, there was a foul in the box, and Mark Scott to clear the ball away.
And the Slough Town sides, in goal, number 1, Mark Scott, number 2 in captain of the sides, Sean Fraser, number 3, Jai Dillon, number 4, Gherkin Gockman, number 5, Tom Williams, number 6, Ryan Hope, number 7, Lewis Putman, number 8, Lewis Webb, number 9, Charlie MP, number 10, Lee Barney, and number 11, Warren Harris. We'll get the substitutes a bit later on as we settle down. There's Chippenham on the ball here with Sandell back to number 8, Ferguson. He brings the ball forward, looking out to the left-hand side, looking for Priest, I think it is, crossing it in. It's a high cross and should be gathered kindly by Mark Scott. He flaps it. And it's number 11, Matt Jones on the ball here on the right-hand side. Going to go past Jai Dillon, he's placed it back to number 4, Michael Pook. As we'll try and settle down and get the names in. He's gone back to his captain and brought the ball forward for Alex Ferguson in the middle of the park for Chippenham. Goes out wide left to Matt Smith, I think. Goes back into middle for Michael Pook. A poor ball forward and Nathan Webb cuts it out and he brings the ball forward. Plays it forward to Charlie MP, looks to turn but gets tackled well. And Chippenham come back away with the ball with Matt Smith, plays it forward to Sandell, who looks to play it out left to someone, I think.
Good save by Mark Scott. Flicked on, ball came in, early cross. Header flicked on, and Mark Scott saves calmly at the near post.
Apologies, trying to get used to these players over his numbers. It's been a bit of a rush today, and we haven't really settled down. But Mark Scott with the ball here, looks to play forward, looking for the head of Charlie MP, who's going to win his flick on towards Warren Harris playing up front. The ball's been cleared by Chippenham only as far as Jai Dillon, who's going to let it go out for a Slough throw-in just in front of us here today. And Dillon's just going to take his time, wait for everyone to settle down again.
I'd say interesting with the obviously Guy Hollis not being with us. It looks as if Warren Harris is lining up at right back. Or am I going crazy here?
Yeah, it looks like he's right back with Fraser.
Fraser at centre back.
Yeah. Chippenham have the ball here with Sandell, and it's been crossed in. It's a poor cross and it's straight into the arms of Mark Scott in goal for Slough. And he's going to look to bring the ball forwards for Lee Barney, but it's going to be well cut out there by Tyndall. He plays the ball forward looking for Ferguson, but it's well cut out by Nathan Webb. So it looks to play the ball early for Charlie and People. It's a lofted pass.
Lewis Putnam under it. Jan cleared by the centre backs of Chippenham.
And Sandell tries to bring the ball down, but he fails in his attempt. And Tom Williams is going to come away with the ball and clears it along, looking for Lewis Putnam first time up against Priest, but Priest wins the ball. It's flicked on by Chippenham players, looking for Sandell once again, but Tom Williams with the headed clear, and Putman having a little wrestle there with Mark Priest.
Looking as if we've got Jai Dillon playing left, Warren Harris on the right, with Williams and Sean Fraser in the middle of a 4-4-2. It seems like at this time. Lewis Putnam wide left, left. Nathan Webb is playing centrally with
Ryan Hope and
Ryan Hope and Gherkin Gottman out wide, with the two strikers of MPI and Barney.
And Chippenham come away with the ball looking for a long pass down left hand side, but it's going to go out for a Slough Town throw in on the right hand side. And Warren Harris, as you said, in that unusual position at right back, he will be taking the throw in today. As Guy Hollis isn't here, so there's no long throws for Slough. Guy Hollis is away with a chest infection, I believe. And,
as we've got a break, substitutes for Slough on the bench we have Sear, Parsons, Lawrence Arctic and Raju. For Chippenham the subs are Ballinger, Grant, Taylor, Whitehead and Allen.
And as Slough tried to clear the ball forward, Lee Barney has just committed a foul. Chippenham with a free kick about 20-30 yards inside their own half, looking to restart the game. And it looks like Chippenham have got their right back is pushing well forwards. Alex Fides is almost playing as a right winger, which is quite unusual. Kent Calpenham in goal for Chippenham, looking to get the ball back underway. Plays it forward, but it's well cut out by Fraser. Plays it forward to Gockman on the right hand side and look for the early run of Barney, but it's well cut out. It's been a Slough Town throw in on the halfway line.
So interesting, whilst we're sort of in a midfield battle at the moment, obviously today was our player of the season vote. What's your opinion on that?
I went for Guy Hollis. I think he went for a very good season so far. He's been solid, and I think he's probably most improved player as well.
I think he's going to be sorely missed today, actually. I think our very square pegs in round holes sort of defence at the moment,
makeshift at the moment, isn't he? Yeah. Got Sean Fraser playing centre back, usually plays right back, as you probably know, and Warren Harris playing right back, usually prefers to be much further up the field as a right winger. But we do still have Tom Williams in there, who's a former professional player. So hopefully he'll be able to bring a bit of leadership and calm to our Slough Town defence, who have been pretty good of late.
My concern here is Sean Fraser is, if they isolate him, is up against two strikers that have got a good 4 or 5 inches on him, and we might see here as the ball's played out wide to Fides, who puts it out of play whilst trying to find Ferguson down the wing.
Yeah, it's going to be a Slough Town throw-in right in the corner. Jai Dillon's going to take this one, looking to clear the lines for Slough. He hasn't got too many options to throw it to at the moment. Lee Barney's coming forward, but here we go, Charlie MP now. But
does make MPI, and Fides heads it
forward
to Ferguson.
Looking for Sandell, but his ball's overhit, and it's going to be in the arms of Mark Scott. So Alan Griffin, we're trying to get their names. As you say, it's a bit of a rush and have himself down. And we have got the team sheet here in front of us, but it's only been hands written out, so it's a bit hard to see some of the names. But Slough get the ball forward. Charlie MP looking to win the flick on, but he doesn't quite get there. And Fides passes it back to Pook, but Nathan Webb's going to be intercepted it. Lee Barney gets the ball forward, plays.
Putnam controls well. Looking in the middle, he's got Charlie MP, and his cross is shanked terribly out for a goal kick.
Yeah, that was a terrible, terrible crosser by Lewis Putman. Slough looked to get an early breakaway, but at the moment it's sort of a 50-50 game, still early on. Only 8 minutes into this contest, but neither side really look like taking control of it just yet. As Kent Calpenham's taken his time in goal with his goal kick for Chippenham.
Chippenham obviously playoff hopefuls, and Slough with, let's be honest, very little to play for this season. You'd expect most of the pressure to be coming from Chippenham today as they try and secure their place in the playoffs with only a few weeks left of the season.
Yeah, they're currently sitting in 6th place, so still right behind those playoff contenders. Slough languishing a little bit in 16th place. The season's a little bit over, and hopefully just trying to get a few final wins to help push us up the table, but there's not much to play for Slough as the Chippenham throw-in comes in. But it's
indeed thrown, as I said earlier, there's Sean Fraser being beaten in the air. Ball is out wide right now with number 8 Matt Smith, and his cross is blocked by Jay Dillon for a corner to be taken from Chippenham.
And it's the first corner of the game. It looks like Michael Pook is going to come and take this one for Chippenham. As you said, those two big centre forwards for Chippenham, Alan Griffin and Andy Sandell, both big strong lads, and Sean Fraser will have his work cut out to keep them at bay.
Slough everyone back apart from Barney on the halfway line, drilled in short, Putnam clears, I think. Yes, it's another corner. I wasn't sure there was sort of a simultaneous touch there, but Putnam got the final one in the eyes of the referee.
And Michael Pook will try again once again with this corner. hopefully he can get a better corner in for Chippenham, but Slough will be looking to clear this one. And the ball comes in, looking deep, looking for Griffin, but he's going to win the header, but it's straight at Mark's scoring goal. He takes it easily, and he looks to play a short ball, but he's just going to hold on to it. Let the team settle down and move forward once again. He's just taking his time here, waiting for everyone to move all the way up the pitch before he clears it long. And he does so, looking for Lee Barney, who's up against Priest. Priest is a fair bit taller than him, and he wins the header. And the ball's flicked on by Chippenham, but comes only to Warren Harrison, the right back. Plays forward to Gary Gockman.
Warren Harris deciding that he doesn't want to play right back, and he's now running down the wing. Unfortunately tackled, and ball is cleared towards Andy Sandell, and who is fouled.
I think the ball was brought back.
Out. I just had the whistle.
Warren Harris fouled his man as he cleared it. There'll be a Chippenham free kick well inside their own half on their left-hand side, which Kent Calpenham keeper's going to take. This time it's Chippenham who take their time, wait, settle down, push back forwards. It looks like they're playing a 3 at the back, Chippenham, with Alex Fides pushing forwards. I'm not sure, we'll have to wait and see. But the
their fullbacks are very attacking. I mean, right now, their number 2, Alex Fides, is probably their most tackling player. Well cleared by Putnam as the ball comes in. Only as far as Barney, who's beaten in the air, ball comes straight back and back to Putnam again.
He looks ball. Clear the ball forward, looking for Barney. Kent Calpenham's going to come out, let's go and head that clear.
Heads it to the halfway line. Fair play, Kent Calpenham.
Ball's out wide for the Chippenham, but Nathan Webber wins it back. He looks to play it forward to Gockman, but it's cut out well by Jones, who can only put out for a throw-in on the halfway line for Slough. And Nathan Webb takes it quickly to Ryan Hope. Play it back to Webb, back to Hope. Good 1-2s, and Hope plays it across the pitch, almost takes out the referee, but it comes to Jai Dillon on his left-hand side. There's a couple of bubbles as he brings it forward, looking for Lewis Putman, who plays it back to Tom Williams. He's going to go past Fides, crosses the ball in deep, but it's just a bit too long.
Too deep for Gockman to get on the end of. Interesting what you said about the pitch bobbling there. Dust kicking up everywhere. It's quite a difference from last week when we thought we might actually be waterlogged.
Yeah, last week it was very, very boggy. Today it's very dry, and the ball's been bouncing up high, and as you said, lots of bubbles on this well-worn pitch, I think you have to say.
It's had a very busy season, this pitch, to be fair. Chippenham in a lovely green colour, which reminds us of our wonderful green kit we had a couple of seasons ago.
A very popular green kit, yeah.
It's lovely. As Calpenham clears, and ball flicked on towards Ferguson, who's on the ball now.
But he's going to be tackled there by Fraser.
Well tackled by Sean Fraser. Good ball forward to Hope, who plays out wide to Putnam.
Putnam brings the ball forward, but he's got Fides in company, and Fides does well to let that go out for a Chippenham throw-in deep inside their own half.
I think Putnam and Gottman could have a lot of success today with how far forward their fullbacks are pushing. We can get a good ball out wide, could put them under some pressure.
As Chippenham, the defender tries to clear of an overhead kick, he just about gets away with it, but the ball's gone out for a throw-in as Lee Barney looked to profit, but unfortunately Chippenham defender did get his foot to the ball as Tom Williams takes his throw-in on the left-hand side looking for Charlie MP, who wins his flick on. Barney gets another flick on looking for Gockman, but it's well cleared by Lee Henry for a Slough throw-in, about in line with the edge of the 18-yard box.
So we taken by Jai Dillon, another time where we're really going to miss Guy Hollis.
And he plays it short to Hope, who plays it back straight to Dillon. Looks to try to go past his man, but it's well blocked. It's out for another Slough throw-in. Dillon going to take this one again, another short one to Putman, back to Dillon. And can't quite see it's in the corner, but it's come through to Charlie MP in the box. He looks to turn his man to get a cross in, but it's overhit. I think it might have been a shot in the end, but didn't trouble the keeper. It was well over the bar. And Chippenham goal kick. Yeah, as you said, Alex Fides, and I think it's going to be Priest or Tyndall, I'm not sure, who's on the left-hand side, pushing well forwards. And if Putman and Gockman can stay forwards, could have some good outballs to those wing areas, and of course Chippenham problems. But at the moment, they seem to be dealing with it well.
I mean, my main concern for Slough this game is Sean Fraser in the air. A fantastic player on the floor, but he's not going to beat someone 6-8 inches than him in the air. With those fullbacks pushing forward, they're going to be looking to try and get as many balls into the middle as possible as Jai Dillon knocks one up. Oh, and it's falling. This is
Sandell,
and well cleared by Sean Fraser as he was about to put a cross in.
Yeah.
throw to Chippenham, about 10 yards out from the corner flag.
Yeah, Griffin and Sandell both at least 6 foot, 6'2" at least. Big, strong lads, and Sean Fraser's he's only about 5'10". He's going to have a bit of trouble in the air.
Taken about 15 yards further back from where it should be, but the ref let it goes and Putnam tackles. He's got Gockman in a lot of space if he switches it. That is a fantastic ball from Luke Putnam. 40 yards, and
Gockman does well.
Cuts inside, shoots, and
just wide.
Yeah. Ken Calpinham let it go, and I have to say from this angle, it looked like it could just sneak in the far post, but again, Putnam to Gockman, just that switch wing to wing. There is space for Slough on both these flanks with the fullbacks pushing forward quite so much. They're almost, at times they're playing, it looks like they've almost got 4 strikers.
Yeah.
The way their number 2, Alex Fides, he's up there with their number 10, Andy Sandell, who's currently tracking Jai Dillon. And fouls, there's a foul in the middle.
Tom Williams is holding his head. It looks quite bad. I think he got a clash in the air with Alan Griffin, who's a big lad. And
there's quite a few annoyed people in front of us. I was following the ball, but I think there might some of the fans seem to think that was a deliberate elbow.
I didn't see it either, but the way Tom Williams is holding his head, it looks quite bad. A Super Kev comes over to treat him, as the referee's just having a little word with his assistant here. The referee is Samuel Lewis, and he's assisted by his assistants Carl Tribe and Andrew Lowe. And
Lewis Butland's also there was definitely something there, and the referee appears to be taking no further action. He's not calling anyone over. On the right side, Williams is up. He looks fine, a little bit dazed.
Yeah, we could really do with him coming through this, because at the moment we don't have any centre backs other than him.
Yeah, that would. I'm looking down at the team sheet here, and
the only thing
I imagine Ryan Hope would probably drop back in centre back if the worst came to the worst.
I probably think Nathan Webb probably just ahead of him, but it's going to be even more makeshift than it already is. But hopefully he will be fine to carry on. He looks like he's
looks very dazed.
We're
looking straight in his eyes from here, and he's got an ice pack on the side of his head, and I think Kev's trying to remind him who he is and where he is.
Yeah, Ryan Hope's just standing next to me. Looks a bit worried, but Tom Williams getting back to his feet. He's going to make his way off the sidelines. Hopefully we will see him come back on. He's having a little word with the referee to tell him what happened.
I think the referee's saying he didn't see anything from the shake of the head.
Yeah, we didn't see much either, so not surprising the referee missed it. But when the game does get back underway, I think it will be a Slough throw-in. Can't quite remember. But Tom Williams is slowly making his way back across the pitch.
See, even Super Kev seems to be having a word with the ref here. Probably asking when he can bring him back on. Hopefully. No one warming up for Slough, so it doesn't look as if we're going to be requiring a substitution here for Tom Williams. But at the moment, Charlie MPI, congratulations. You are our new centre-back for a bit. He looks very happy to be back there.
Adding a bit of height, which is sorely needed at the moment. We'll see how the referee gets
and Tom Williams is back on. Charlie...
he's been told to go back off.
No, he's been told to go, because he appears to have a shirt with no number on. I don't know whether there was a blood stain or something, but Tom Williams is currently numberless.
Bit of confusion here, as the referee's not quite sure he's going to get his game back underway.
He's going to give a drop ball, which is the definition of a ref not knowing what's just happened.
This looks like Slough going to give it back to Chippenham, which is a bit confusing, but the ball has been played back to Kent Calvinham in the Chippenham goal.
Tom Williams is ready to come on. They're calling the ref, who I think is calling him back on. He's looking that way. No, he's ignoring him.
No one knows what's happening here, but Calvinham does still have the ball in his hands. Looks to play it forward for
Charlie
Griffin.
MPI's first goes as centre-back over his head, and Sean Fraser heads the ball out for a Chippenham throw to be taken by Matt Smith about 25 yards out from goal. The ref is going to have a look at Tom Williams, a very bemused Slough bench here. And they've called the ref over.
The linesman's next to Tom Williams, and he's not saying anything. And
the referee seems that he needs to walk Tom Williams back onto the pitch with his arm round him. I don't know, maybe he wanted to roll out a red carpet or something for him. But very, very strange. Couldn't just wave him on, had to go over and have a little chat with him.
Tom Williams is slowly making his way back onto the pitch, and he's going to trot back into centre defence, which means Charlie MP will gladly move back up front in a few moments' time as Chippenham have this throw in, and it looks like Pook is going to take it. It looks like he's got a long throw in as everyone for Chippenham's inside that box. And he's going to play it for Sandell, with Jai Dillon's going to win that. And Gorkman's going to go for the header, but he misses it, and it comes to
Lewis
Putman.
Putnam clears it towards Nathan Webb, who
So poor clearance is back in the centre of the pitch, and it looks like Ferguson's going
One
to come away
tackle
with
by
it.
Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb carrying it down to the right wing. He's looking for Barney early, but intercepted, and ball is knocked out for a Slough throw on roughly the halfway line to be taken by Warren Harris.
Yeah, Warren Harris looking to play forwards now, but it's going to be a short one to Nathan Webb.
Nathan Webb miscontrolled that and
Cut out by Ferguson, who's going to let it go out for another Slough throw-in. 5 yards further forwards. Again, Warren Harris to take this one. Looking for Charlie MP. He's going to win the flick on. Looking for Putman. It's been well cut out. And it's played back by Chippenham. Fides in the battle with Dylan.
Jai Dillon with a little push in the back, penalised there on the edge of the Chippenham box when Slough were looking to break.
Referee's just calling someone over here. He's calling Sean Fraser, the Slough Town captain, for the day. Sort of the referees doesn't like something Slough has said. And,
I don't. This has been a very good-natured match so far. There hasn't been a single bad tackle, and the ref just seems to be wanting to be a little more involved than he should be.
Yeah, there's only that incident with Tom Williams getting something, possibly an elbow's head. We didn't see, can't confirm that. Other than that, it's nothing at all. Hardly been a slide tackle, hardly been a tackle at all.
And a very even game. Slough, obviously, as of late, form-wise, have been plummeting down the table, but we're matching Chippenham at the moment. And
Chippenham in bad run of form themselves, only 6 points from the last 8 games. Slough have only 5. As ball comes forward, Griffin's going to flick that on, but it's only to Warren Harris and play ball forward. But it's going to come to Gockman, who's going to play go backwards and looks to clear the ball down the line. He does so looking for Lee Barney. But
pushed, and yes, free kick given. To a sarcastic cheer from all the Slough fans around us.
Yeah, Tyndall with the back push on the back there. He's about 6 inches taller than Lee Barney, but he still feels he needs to push him out of the way. As Ryan Hope plays the ball down the wing to Gockman.
To Warren Harris, who's gone up front, and Gockman's passed a little too long and out for a Chippenham goal kick.
Yeah, it looks like Warren Harris, he's playing right back, but he's going to try and push forward as much as he can into that more familiar right wing role. And at the moment, he's having a little bit of joy down his wings, but not too much. Yeah, we've had to start another stream though, because we've had Wi-Fi problems all day.
Right, because it's not working when I've tried to set it on.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, we're having a few communication problems here. Hopefully you have been able to find us. We have had to start a new live stream, so hopefully you have found us. But as we were talking to Dan, who you probably recognise, who's done a couple of broadcasts himself, Chippenham had a shot, but the player was well offside. Chippenham fans started celebrating, so did the players. A sarcastic round of applause from the Slough supporters who saw the offside flag go up straight away, and Slough have a free kick inside their box, which Mark Scott will take. It's poor clearance, but Sandell's flicked on for Slough. He's going to come through to Nathan Webb. He looks to play forward, but Pook wins that. It's out to Ferguson on the right, looking for Fides, but Jay Dillon wins it, hits it at Fides, goes forward, but Dillon clears it along, and I think that's Henry plays the ball forward to Matt Smith, who plays it forward to Griffin. It's well tackled by Williams. He looked to clear the ball, and he does so looking for Barney, but it's going to be cut out once again by Chippenham defenders, who fluffs his line at first, but he comes away with it, and he's going to look to play the ball forwards under pressure from Putnam. But he's played the ball to Smith. He looks forwards for Griffin. Fraser's going to win that, and he's going to put it out for a throw-in on this near-hand side, about 10 yards from the byline. It's long throw-in, looking for Sandell.
Great flick, and Mark Scott on the floor as Gockman clears, and it seems Sean Fraser's had a clash. Yeah, he's down on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, Mark Scott came to try and punch that out, and he missed the ball, and he only got Fraser, as the ball nearly fell to a Chippenham player for a tap-in, but fortunately for Slough it didn't. Fraser's slowly making his way to his feet. Should be okay.
And Tom Williams is currently the man with no number. He has a no-numbered shirt on, so I guess the head injury did involve some blood, and he had to change shirts.
Yeah, I was going to link it to Twitter. So just bear with us a few moments here.
The referee with the ball in hand, drop ball which Chippenham will hopefully be giving back to Mark Scott and not putting over his head. And Andy Sandell very politely kicks the ball out of play for a goal kick to be taken by Mark Scott.
Yeah, hopefully, I think some of you should be finding us now if you haven't done so already. We had a few mix-up, few problems earlier with the Wi-Fi, which meant we had to start a new live stream, which may have confused a few people and prevented a few people from hearing us. Hopefully you have now found us, as the Slough Town Twitter account has forwarded our link on. But game's back underway, still 0-0. Chippenham with the ball here. Sandell's pushed to the floor by Williams, but the referee finally gives a free kick after a couple of fouls. Sandell tries to play the ball quickly, but from that free kick,
Could be a yellow card here.
Williams has blocked it, and he said, yeah, it's a yellow card, first of the game.
Interestingly, he has to write down no number in the book here.
Yeah, Tom Williams, as you might have missed, he got a clash. He got possibly an elbow to head, possibly a clash of heads. We're not quite sure. We didn't quite see it. He had to go off for some treatment. It looks like he probably got some blood on his shirt, so he has to have to swap it, so he doesn't have a number on his back. As the referee tries to figure out what he's going to write down in his notebook for the yellow card.
First yellow card of the game. By the way, if any of you have any comments, questions, or anything you want to say, feel free to send us a message on Twitter. Where we currently are live on Twitter as well at the moment. We are multimediaing.
Yep.
As it's Chippenham free kick about 40 yards out. Boxes packed. Slough have left only Lee Barney up as the ball comes in, and a bit of tugging in the box, and Tom Williams was adjudged to have been fouled, and it's a Slough free kick on the edge of the 18-yard box to be taken by Mark Scott.
Yeah, it looked like Sandell, I think, was just holding Williams' shirt as the game gets back underway with Warren Harris on the right hand side looking forward to Gockman, who's playing right wing. Warren Harris right back, if you have missed that, looking to play the ball forward for Lee Barney. He's going to lose the foot race with Lee Henry. He's going to put the ball out for a throw in on the right hand side for Slough, about 25 yards out. Again, if you want to contact us, as Marcus said, it's through the Twitter account, or there's a comments box next to the YouTube video which you should be able to type into, and we will read out any messages you send us. Slough have the ball here. Fraser looking to put the ball forward.
Players offside, and no need to play because it's cleared by Chippenham to
Ryan Hope.
He's
He's going to turn back inside looking for an option of Tom Williams who can control
Tom
the
Williams,
ball.
lots of time out and lays it out wide towards MPI, and ball is a bit short, cleared by Chippenham, back in by Warren Harris. It's Ryan Hope, and Slough got a free kick in quite a good position here, about 35 yards out. We'll be looking to put this on probably MPI's head if possible.
Yeah, Slough getting that free kick there. I think the ref delayed his decision. I think there's a couple of shouts from the Slough Town players which just convinced him to give that free kick for Slough. But Tom Williams is going to take this one about 30-35 yards out on the right hand side. As see Poole have gone 2-0 up. They're looking to win the league at the moment. They're just behind Redditch in the table. As the ball
comes in, that's cross. The free kick is headed away out wide and fights to clear. Oh, challenged by Dylan. He's rounded Dylan, and they're in a foot race. And Dylan does very well, and it's a Slough throw while pressured by Jay Dylan.
Yeah, normally we try to bring you those live scores as we see them. Once again, we have had a couple of problems, and we've been a bit panicking around and trying to get things to work. But we will try and bring you updates when we can.
The hamster's still running, so at the moment we still have internet. So we will keep broadcasting till the hamster dies and we can broadcast no more.
Yeah, and the ball's going to come here for Ryan Hope. He's going to have to go back in his own half, but he's beaten to it by Sandell. And he's going to let the ball go out for a Chippenham throw-in about 5 yards inside the Slough half. And the referees are telling him to go back a little bit. It's too far forwards. It's going to leave this one for, I think, Priest to take.
And looking at live scores at the moment, no matter how bad our recent run of form is, Aston Villa being beaten 4-0 at home by Chelsea today.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say they're going down this season. Chippenham going to have another throw in pretty much in the same place as it was a few moments ago. So I think it was Tom Williams cleared the ball for Slough. Just waiting for the ball to come back into the game. Priest once again with this throw in. It's going to be looking for possibly Griffin to get this flick on. The ball comes in. Griffin is going to leave it Sandell. Sandell's going to come away with the ball in the middle of the pitch. He's been forced backwards and he plays ball out wide, but it's going to come only Warren Harris. He's going to play the ball long down the line. He's going to go out for a Chippenham throw in just inside the Slough half.
And the first message about the game I've received was a text to me was, I hope you are reporting that this is thrilling stuff. As Lewis Putnam breaks, there's Charlie MPI in front. He goes alone. He's being pushed out wide left, hopefully looking to get the cross in. Cuts inside and delivers a low cross, which is cleared easily at the near post, but only as far as Ryan Hope, who heads it back towards Jai Dillon. Good touch by Jai Dillon, takes down first time, but it's tackled from behind crowded out, and Alex Fides to clear from Chippenham.
It's going to be cut out by Sean Fraser. He's won that header against this much taller man. It's Tom Williams nutmegs Sandell, then plays the ball forward looking for Charlie Empey, gets the flick on. That's going to come to Gockman, who's going to control the ball, flick it over his head, but it's well cut out by Chippenham. It's to Ferguson, out to Fides on his right hand side, looks to play ball forward first time, and Sean Fraser with that diving header to clear. The ball's back with Chippenham now with Ferguson, but Warren Harris tries to clear but hits Ferguson on the back. It's come out to Gockman in the middle of the pitch, looks to turn backwards to Nathan Webb, who's going to hold on to the ball for a second, plays back to Gockman, but further forward down the pitch.
Out wide to Lewis Putnam and wide left. Putnam edging towards the edge of the box, puts a low cross in, drilled just too far in front of Charlie MPI. Very good cross there by Putnam, and Slough looking brighter.
Yeah, definitely last 10 minutes or so really livened up, created a couple of chances, especially down his left hand side. As Putnam seems to be finding that space, as we said earlier. Chippenham.
Got a few later scores here. Bedworth 1-0 up, Biggleswade 1-1 with Kings Lynn. Kettering are 1-0 up against Hitchin. Poole are 1-0 up against Chesham, and St Neots are 1-0 up against Cambridge, and all the rest are currently 0-0 in our league.
As Chippenham get the ball back underway from a goal kick, but it's only as far as Warren Harris plays ball forward, looking for Barney, but
just speaking to the ball by the keeper there, and Cowpenham clears. Big kick by Cowpenham, straight to Mark Scott.
Yeah, the ball only just made it to Cowpenham inside his box as Barney was bearing down on him, but he's giving it straight back to Scott. He's going to clear the ball forward looking for Lewis Putnam, but he's going to be beaten to it as the ball comes to Nathan Webb in the middle of the pitch. Looks to bring the ball down, but he's beaten to it by Ferguson, who can only clear it to Jai Dillon, who flicks on to Charlie Empey, who looks to try and turn his man.
Oh, we'll play Charlie MPI around two players, knocks it a little too wide there for Gockman. Gockman's got some work to do, and he's done well to get a throw in.
Ball comes off Lee Henry on that right hand side. Charlie Empey probably looking for Warren Harris, but he's not there today. He's right back, but he has got the ball now. Plays it to Ryan Hope. He's going to put a deep cross in.
Deep ball in towards. Oh, just a little too high for MPI, who was stretching header. Goes out for a throw to Chippenham.
Yeah, fortunately, I think Charlie Empey thought he had someone just behind him. He didn't quite have that person there. If he'd just taken a step back, he could have got a better header onto it. But fortunately, it's just too high this time as Chippenham bring the ball back into play. It's only as far as Tom Williams. He's going to look forward to Putnam. He's going to win the flick on. But Chippenham going to clear it once again, looking for Sandell up against Fraser. Sandell wins the ball, flicks on to Fides. And Warren Harris finally clears it, but it's only come to, I think, Jones on the left-hand side. He's going to try and get a shot in, but Fraser blocks it. And Garrett Gockman's going to clear this one. He's going to look for...
I think he's got to be offside. No, he's not. Barney one-on-one with the keeper. He lobs. The ball is dropping. It's in! 1-0 Slough.
And that long-awaited goal has finally come, and Lee Barney's one to score it. And it's great play by Gockman, who brought the ball forward from his own half, played it first time over the top. Barney was played in, he's onside.
Seemed to try to play a very bad offside track. They were very slow off the mark, and Lee Barney had no one anywhere near him. Lobbed the ball from about 23, 24 yards out, plus the oncoming keeper. Ball bounced twice, back of the net, and Slough take the lead on the what's the time?
33rd minute.
33rd minute.
Yeah, and Chippenham goalkeeper Kent Cowpenham came out just a little bit, realised he was going to be beaten to it, started backtracking, but a great lob by Barney, and the ball eventually rolled in. Looked to tease us just for a second, would it go outside the post? But no, it was in the back of the net, and Slough take the lead here 1-0 as the ball comes forward, but Dillon heads the ball calmly back to Mark Scott in goal. And I think it's just the first time Slough have taken the lead in quite some time. But they'll be happy to do so as Warren Harris has the ball in the right back position, plays ball forward looking for Hope, who flicks it on to Charlie Empey, who looks to flick it on again.
Fouled quite late there, and there might be a booking here for one of the centre-backs. I'm not sure which one it is.
I think it's Priest. I'm going to guess at Priest.
No, it's not. It's
Henry.
Henry.
And the referee's just kind of word of him. Is he going to reach for his pocket? No, looks just like a talking to at the moment.
So I imagine this is going to be Putnam to put it in from about 35 yards.
Yeah, it's on about 35 yards out, just on the right-hand side of the pitch.
Tom Williams. Is that Tom Williams?
Yeah, you got Tom Williams and Lewis Putnam. It's almost shooting territory for Lewis Putnam. We've seen him score a couple before, especially with this bobbly, bouncy pitch. It's a chance for him to shoot, but he's going to leave it for Tom Williams.
That's a really, really well taken goal by Lee Barney. Very calm as the ball comes in. And
it's
an
offside.
Is it off?
No,
the offside flag was raised. Didn't see that.
Yeah, Lee Barney, who scored about 5 goals in his first 6 appearances, but in the last 7 or 8 he hasn't found the back of the net. So it's a welcome goal for him and for the Slough Town team, who have been struggling to score recently.
And to be fair, a fantastic through ball from Gherkin Gottman to see that offside trap pushing up, playing the ball at perfect time. I mean, Gottman's not had many minutes in the Slough shirt, but obviously looking to play himself into the Slough team for next season with fantastic balls like that. Yeah,
he's definitely one of those players who's been not given too many chances. When he has taken them, he has played well. But Chippenham have the ball here with Kent Calvin in goal. He dropped the ball to the floor, looked to clear it long, looking for Sandell, but Williams is going to win that header. It's going to be a battle in midfield, which Chippenham win. But Sean Fraser clears it, looking for Charlie MP, who's going to just be beaten to the flick on. There's a bit of head tennis in the middle of the park, but Slough come away with it with Gockman.
In the middle of the pitch. Oh, lovely. Marseille turn. Unfortunately crowded out by 3 players around him as the ball comes from Chippenham and headed away by Warren Harris.
It's back to Gockman. He's going to turn, looking for Ryan Hope. And Ryan Hope gets a lucky bounce, but it's going to come to Lee Henry. Chippenham, who looks to bring the ball forward. He's hit that off of Gockman, and it's going to be a Chippenham throw-in on the halfway line. And the referee's going to let them take it about 10 yards further forward. And the ball comes back in, but Warren Harris is going to clear that up high, right in the air. And
since the goal, these Chippenham fullbacks are getting even further forward. At the moment, Alex Fides, their number 2, is actually their most attacking player.
He's right in the box.
Marking Jai Dillon at the moment.
And the ball comes forward for Slough, but it's back in the middle of the pitch with Nathan Webb. Plays the ball first time for Charlie MP, but it's well cut out by Priest, who plays the ball forward for Sandell. Flicks on to Griffin, but it's going to go out for a goal kick for Slough. And you have to say Chippenham haven't caused Slough too many problems in this first half so far.
I think, especially over the last 10 minutes or so, it's there's been a lot of possession given away, but Slough have created more in the opposition's third. And I think at the moment Slough deserve to be in front.
Yeah, and also Sean Fraser, who's playing centre back today, has done really well despite giving away about 6 inches to the much taller Sandell and Griffin. He's managed to win quite a few headers so far.
6 inches and about 6 stone as well. Both of them.
Yeah.
As Slough attack out wide, Lee Barney out wide right, looking to cut back Lewis Putnam now. Great ball in, and it's
just a bit too close to the keeper there. There's Charlie MP trying to win that header, but he's beaten to it. Ball comes forward to Griffin. Great touch to bring the ball down. He's looking for support, but there's no one there. As plays back to Priest, who again is waiting for people to show. But it's a poor ball forward, cut out by Tom Williams, who doesn't quite clear, but he's going to get a second chance here. He's got a bit of time to look up and pick a pass.
That ball has been knocked very long towards Lee Barney, who's challenged. It had a hand around his face, but did nearly won the ball and Chippenham clear, but only as far as Ryan Hope.
Yeah, Hope is going to try and turn, get the ball forwards, hits off the Chippenham player, but Warren Harris then clears. That's going to be well won by Chippenham in midfield, and Sandell flicks on for Griffin, but again, Fraser's there to clear it, and the ball's up in the air. Falls kindly to Hope, who's going to play the ball out wide to Putman. He's going to try and look to get Charlie MP in behind.
MPI's wide, but he's in a great position to put a ball in here. Unfortunately, you'd want him in the box. Supported by Gottman and Putnam. Gottman swings it in, very good ball, but cleared only as far as Jai Dillon on the edge of the box, who shoots and blocked, and Chippenham clear to halfway line.
And Sandell tries to win the header, but he misses it to Griffin, but it's going to fall to Nathan Webb in the middle of the pitch. He's going to look to play ball up wide right to Charlie MP, who's facing the wrong way. It's going to come to Pook in the middle of the park for Chippenham, plays it forward. Now to Griffin. He looks to turn and get Ferguson on the wing forward, but he's only played it to Tom Williams to clear it first time for Charlie MP. He's not quite going to get there. It's going to be a Chippenham throw in about 15 yards inside their own half. But Slough having plenty of chances going forward with their pace of Lee Barney and Charlie MP, much quicker than the much bigger, much more robust Chippenham defenders. As the Chippenham play the ball forward, but it's gone over the head of everyone, and it's a Slough Town throw-in.
Big and robust is a pretty good description of most of the Chippenham side. Both of their forwards are what we like to describe as units. They're big lads, and at the moment the slightly nippier, quicker Slough players seem to be dominant at the moment, and say deserved of this 1-0 lead. But as I say that, Chippenham attack through Matt Smith.
But it's well cut out by Sean Fraser, and Nathan Webb is going to turn and play the ball out wide to Putman. He's just going to get there, but no.
He's won it back.
He's got it back. He's
got
the
Lee
3-on-3.
If he slips it in, and he has. Lee Barney on the keeper again. Ball's bobbling everywhere. Cuts back. Tries to put a cross in, which is blocked. He still has the ball out wide. Cuts it back. and Gockman puts the ball in, unfortunately short, but only as far as Putnam their clearance. And this is pinball football in the middle as it's cleared by Matt Jones for Slough.
Yeah, there's a good pass there by Putman to put Barney through, but unfortunately, the ball just bobbling horribly, and he couldn't quite get it under control to try and wait for it to settle down. By then, Chippenham players got back into position. Slough throwing on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, Guy Hollis isn't here today, so no long throw-ins. Fraser's going to cross it in. Warren has crossed it in, but it's too far, and Calvinham's going to come out of his box to clear this one. And it's only as far as Sean Fraser who's going to let it roll back to Mark Scott in goal. He's going to just take his time. About 5 minutes left this first half. He's going to wait for Griffin to come up and pressure him. Just waste a little bit of time. And
just noticed we no Neil Baker here today.
Yeah, but I think he's away ill today. First match he said he's missing due to illness.
Hopefully you're listening to us, Neil, and I have to say the team are looking a bit better without you, mate, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I think the last couple of times he's been away on business, we have won, so possibly it's a good omen for him not to be here. But we'll have to wait and see. As Charlie MP's got the ball on the right-hand side, well inside the Chippenham half. He's waiting for a bit of support. As Gockman is that support. He's beaten to it by
it's not going to be given as foul. It's
Ferguson.
surely an obstruction then, as the Chippenham player on the floor swinging his leg, and the foul's been given
to Chippen. Yeah, it looked like there's a bit of shirt pulling, a bit of obstruction, a bit of tripping.
It's one of those that could have gone either way, but I thought the initial foul would have been in Slough's favour.
It's come away as a Chippenham free kick. They're going to play back to Calvinham in goal, who's just going to wait and play the ball forwards, looking for Sandell, but Williams is going to win that. He's had his shirt pulled as he's going for that header, and he's got a free kick well inside the Slough half, which Mark Scott's going to come up and take. As the referee has a quiet word with Sandell.
Slough being told off for taking it too quickly, I think.
The referee's just having the words with Slough players.
I honestly think Mark Scott, with a lucky bounce, could score here if he pinged this. I've said all season, Mark Scott's got a goal in him. He's got a massive clearance. I imagine he'll be looking towards Charlie MPI out wide right, as he does just that.
Charlie gets the flick on. It's going to be Gockman who just about keeps it in play, but unfortunately his touch is heavy and he goes out for a goal kick. And Adrian, who usually does commentary, does have Mark Scott as his fantasy football goal scorer. Every single week he's been waiting for that goal, waiting for it.
Well, I have to say, I was in third position on the prediction league, and unfortunately I predicted a Slough loss with no goals scored, so I'm going to be dropping down the table tonight.
I did predict Lee Barney to score, but I did go for a loss, unfortunately.
You'll be getting more
So we
points
get,
than me.
yeah. As Nathan Webb comes away with the ball, but it's given away a free kick there, I think. Well, no, so it's throw in. He's taking short to Pook. He's going to play it back to Jones, I think. He's played the ball forward, but it's nowhere near any of the Chippenham players, and Mark Scott can just let that one roll out. As pick it up now. Just wasted a little bit of time. Wait for the Slough players to move back up the pitch. With 2 minutes left to play in this half, plus any added time. There should be a little bit, as Tom Williams did have a head injury. The Wolves play forwards, and it's going to fall to Putman. No, not quite. Ball's flicked on by Chippenham. It's going to go all the way back to Mark Scott.
Mark Scott hammers it. Is this the goal you've been waiting for, Adrian? No, it's dropping about into the 18-yard box. And
Offside.
I think there was a pull. The linesman was gesturing there was a shirt pull in there.
Yeah, and Adrian isn't here today. He's attending his stepdaughter's wedding, so we hope for them all the best. And unfortunately for him, he is missing quite a good game. Slough are winning 1-0 here against Chippenham. That goal by Lee Barney in, I think, the 33rd minute. There's a great lob over the keeper after a good through ball by Gockman.
It was Ed Smith-esque, and in essence that's the shoes he's going to be hopefully filling for us for quite some time.
Yeah, and there's a Chippenham come away with the ball here with miscontrol by Tyndall. He's going to be pressured by Putman, but Tyndall does get that clearance long. It looks like it's going to go goal kick. Yeah. Chippenham do have two big target men up front, and Griffin and Sandell, but neither of them are particularly quick, so they won't be able to play the ball forwards, looking for those runs in behind. They're much better suited for balls into their chests, into their heads, looking for them to bring it down. But so far, Slough have dealt with them quite well, as Mark Scott has this goal kick.
Slough have dealt with them quite well because they've stopped the ball coming into the box from across. I do feel that if Chippenham can whip in some balls from out wide, they are going to trouble Slough as actually the ball's... Oh, Sean
Oh,
Fraser's fallen over. And
It's Smith, sorry, he's going to cut back inside.
it's cut side.
Looking for Ferguson. His ball's going to come to him as Dylan just missed his header. Going to play back to
Shot
Griffin.
comes in and well blocked by Tom Williams there. Out for a Chippenham throw to be taken early by Matt Smith.
to Sandell just inside the box. Play back to Smith. He's going to get across in, but it's well over hit. And the ball's going to come away for a Slough throw in. As Chippenham had a couple of good chances there. The ball didn't quite fall for them, and there was a couple of good blocks and good touches.
All came from that slip as well.
Yeah, Sean Fraser going for that clearance. As you said, slipped and fell over and allowed Jones to get in behind. But Warren Harris with the throw in here today. In the right hand side. Hope's going to try and clear that. He hasn't quite done so. Fraser's going to come across. Nathan Webb clears it. MP flicks it.
Fouled, but is that being given? I don't know, but Lee Barney is rolling around in quite some pain at the moment. It looks like he got a big knock on his right knee.
Slough will have the throw in at least. But the referee's just come over. Slough players gathered around Lee Barney.
Lee Barney's up. Like nothing ever happened. I think we might see another booking here. The referee's blown his whistle and is calling someone over.
I think Lee Barney, as he got up, he pushed the referee. He wasn't too happy not giving that free kick. And the referee's called him over immediately.
Let's have a chat with Sean Fraser as well.
And Lee Barney just doesn't want to come over.
Unfortunately, our view is currently being blocked by Alan Griffin, the big number 9. So
he can't see much past him.
Oh, he's gone. So we'll see. I think it's just a talking to, maybe a bit of petulance. It was quite a high stud challenge that the ref missed. I can understand Lee Barney's frustration. But the ref's just checking him over.
Looks like it's just me talking to. They're patting each other on the back. All best friends once again. Slough going to have the throw in here. About 10-15 yards inside their own half. Warren Harris to take. We're into added time now. As Warren clears it forward looking for Charlie Emby. He's not going to win that header, but it's going to fall to Priest, who then clears it high and long for Chippenham. Flicked on by Sandell, but it's going to be flicked on just a bit too hard.
Fights in a foot race there with Warren Harris. Warren Harris just keeping behind him and blocking him off for a goal kick to be taken by Mark Scott as the seconds tick away. And
we are 2 minutes into added time now. I'm not sure how long we're going to play because Tom Williams was down for quite a few moments with a head injury.
Well, Super Kev's got his stuff packed and is ready to leave, so I think if Kev says it's half time, it should be half time.
So not the best clearance by Scott, but it's going to fall to Sandell. To play out wide to Jones. So cut back in his right foot.
Ball in
deep cross.
Smith and well cut out by Scott.
Mark Scott easily taking that one. He's going to take his time, waste a few minutes. We notice a long throw out to Warren Harris on the right hand side. He's going to control the ball, play it long, looking for Barney, but it's easily cut out by Tyndall. He's going to play ball forward.
Straight back towards Sandell, who is beaten well in the air by Sean Fraser. Well done, Sean.
That ball's going to come. Priest heads it forward, but it's only as far as Nathan Webb. In the middle of the pitch for Slough. He looks to turn, plays out wide to Dylan. It's a good pass. Dylan with a little bit of space. The ball bubbles.
Everywhere, unfortunately, for Dylan. Went over his foot, but he still held it, but now lost. And Smith comes forward. Now it's half time.
3 minutes of added time.
With Slough 1, Chippenham 0 from that Lee Barney well taken lob.
Yeah, we've got a couple of things to run through at half time. We didn't have time at the start of the game. Just a few things as I find my notes. Just bear with me just for a few minutes. We have a few messages from the Slough Town Supporters Trust. The coach to Cambridge for next weekend's game. There's still plenty of spaces available. You can contact the club and there'll be details on how to contact the club on Twitter through the Slough Town Supporters Trust. It's £20 for adults, £15 for concessions and £5 for children. The coach will leave Wexham Park at 12 o'clock. A couple of other things. We also have the sponsored walk, which is happening in 2 weeks' time for the final league game here at Beaconsfield. It's going to be a short trip this time. Normally, it's the furthest away game at the end of the season, which is normally undertaken. It's only a couple of people who do it. It's usually about 400, well, not 400 miles. No, that's a bit too far. It's a bit too far. It's usually about 70.
Let's say a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of miles.
A lot of miles.
I can't win off before he struggles anymore.
But this year is going to be a little bit different as Slough Town are moving into their new stadium in the new year. We're going to be doing a much shorter walk and hopefully get quite a lot more people signed up to do it. So far, about 20 people doing it. It's an 14-mile mile walk going past all the former Slough Town stadiums. If you listen to the radio in the past, you will have heard us advertising this. It's going to start at Stag Meadow, which is in Windsor, at 8 a.m. We're then going to go past Dolphin Stadium in Slough and Wexham Park again, and then Arbour Park, which is the new stadium which we can go into next year, and it's going to end at Holloways Park here, ready for the kick-off for the match against Kings Lynn. There are plenty of people walking, as I said, and they all would like to be sponsored, so if you do have a few pounds you'd like to sponsor them, there are a couple of links on Twitter to that Slough Town Supporters Trust page where there is a PayPal account set up. All the money goes to charity. I think it's the Sebastian's Action Trust this year, which I think helps sick children and their families, gives them somewhere to go together for time away and get a bit of support when they need it. So all the money goes to charity. It's a good cause. If you have a few pounds, try and sponsor someone to do it. Adrian is doing it this year, so if you want to sponsor him, feel free to do so. And there's also the presentation evening on the 16th of April, which will be after that Kings Lynn game, and that'll be done in the Beaconsfield Clubhouse at 6 p.m. and we'll be revealing all the player of the seasons or the votes of the seasons which have been done today. And as we said, we've voted for Guy Hollis. We felt he's worthy of that prize of the player of the season. I've got one other thing to go through if I can find it. Just bear with me for just a second. It's the charity football match, the Stand Out for Autism. It's going to be done on the 24th of April, which is a Sunday, at Maidenhead FC's grounds. It's going to be pretty much all-day event where you can have a football match between Arsenal charity team and a Stand Out for Autism team. And it's going to be playing for the David Pearcey Memorial Trophy. David Pearcey is a former Slough Town supporter. Unfortunately passed away a few years ago, but he was Slough Town through and through. And he'll be looking to play for his charity, his favourite charity, which is Stand Out for Autism, I believe. I don't know, I'm saying things now.
It'd be great to have as many people there as possible. I mean, Dave was a fantastic Slough fan. He's been involved in the club as well. I've known him since as long as I've been coming here, which is 25 years. Yeah, as many people there as possible would be fantastic. And hopefully, be good to see an Arsenal team get walloped by someone. Yeah, there should be a few famous Arsenal players from the past, and it is a family event. There'll be bouncy castles, face painting, live music, food and drinks, chances to get photographs and autographs from all those players, and plenty more things. So it's a great family day out if you want to go to that. It's the Maidenhead FC's grounds in York Road. It's on Sunday the 24th of April. Starts at 11 o'clock, and the kick-off of the full is 1 o'clock. So hopefully plenty of people go down to that. So I think we'll take a break for a few minutes here, try and gather ourselves once again after those work
technical
out who's
difficulties.
who.
Yeah. So we'll leave you for a couple of minutes, and we'll be back just before the second half kicks off.
It looks like it did start 2 minutes before kick-off.
Yeah, I think there was probably 2 minutes of is it working?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I grabbed YouTube and just in time to hear background. I thought,
Yeah.
it has been on.
So yeah, it was looked like it was fairly live down there.
Unless Randerson's been a good boy and already got me one. Do you want to see her profit there? Sure. I did text Randerson when I saw him in the queue. He said coughing. Well, he was in the queue, but he's gone. Hopefully he's got me profit.
You okay with that? Yeah. Okay, all working as it needs to. Sort of, yeah. Everything's on up. Marcus, all right? Yeah. Sure he is, yeah. Obviously, he's a different part to talking about to what's it as you get to know, yeah? I thought we played well. I thought initially we were going to get hammered by them, but we got into the game and yes, played well. Some of the best we've played for a good number of games. same, it's all the same size and shape. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the one of those forwards is Voldemort.
First up against really awkward. It's fine.
Yeah, once you swing, yeah. Get your mind set to it, yeah.
So normally Adrian does it, he gets the best, sort of learn the players from the same. Yeah. It's a market. It's not the ideal way to start.
Close to kick off, but yeah. He's John at the moment, that's it. It looks like we've got the whole game, so yeah.
Chelsea beat Liverpool. Right.
I guess Marcus is keeping an eye on the Premiership scores, is it? That's the assessor, this mate, he was walking nice tips. I've met him before.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can hear us and you have found the stream for this match here for Slough versus Chippenham in the Southern Premier League fixture. We've got only a couple of games left to go in this season, but Slough currently in 16th place. Not too much left to play for, but are winning here 1-0 thanks to a Lee Barney goal from a great through ball by Gherkin Gockman. And Lee Barney chipping the ball over the goalkeeper who found himself stranded well outside his box. The players just making their way out onto the pitch at the moment. It doesn't look like there are any changes. Run through the teams quickly. Starting with the visitors, Chippenham, who are playing in all green today. In goal, Kent Cowpenham. Number 2, Alex Fides. Number 3, Lee Henry. Number 4, Michael Pook. Number 5, and captain of the side, Greg Tyndall. Number 6, Mark Priest. Number 7, Alex Ferguson. Number 8, Matt Smith. Number 9, Alan Griffin. Number 10, Andy Sandell. And number 11, Matt Jones. Substitutes for Chippenham today. Number 12, Luke Ballinger. Number 14, Harry Grant. Number 15, Ollie Taylor. Number 16, Ben Whitehead. Number 17, Chris Allen. And Slough Town lineup in goal is number 1, Mark Scott. Number 2, and captain of the side, is Sean Fraser. Number 3 is Jai Dillon. Number 4 is Gherkin Gockman. Number 5, Tom Williams. Number 6 is Ryan Hope. Number 7 is Lewis Putman. Number 8 is Nathan Webb. Number 9 is Charlie Empey. Number 10 and goal scorer of the day is Lee Barney. Number 11 is Warren Harris. And substitutes for Slough Town today: number 12, Adrian Sear. Number 14, Jake Parsons. Number 15, Lawrence Arctic. And number 16, Pritpal Raju. As the referee just looks to see if everyone's ready to get this game underway for the second half. Any moment now. There we go. It started with Slough Town kickoff. Hope is going to get the ball, play it back to Tom Williams. He's going to look to play the ball forward for Charlie MP. He's going to not quite get the flick on, but it's going to fall kindly for Lee Barney. It's an early shot, but it's an easy save for Kent Cowpenham in goal.
Did a little bit of investigative journalism on my way around and grabbed Tom Williams, who said he caught an elbow, which was what the fuss was about in the first half.
As he went off, I think a bit of blood, so he has changed his shirt. But Chippenham have the ball here with Ferguson. Look to play forward to Fides. So against two players, he's going to look to get crossing, but it's well blocked by Williams. He's going to go out for a Chippenham throw-in on that right-hand side, right by the corner flag. And Pook once again can come over to take this one for Chippenham. Looks like it's going to be a long throw-in. Ball comes in. It's well won by Nathan Webb. Heads it clear. Lewis Putman then boots it long, but it's only as far as Jones. But it's well cut out by Gockman. It's going to go out for a Chippenham throw-in about 10 yards inside the Slough half.
And throw comes in again. A long throw, well cleared by Nathan Webb to Gockman, who's out wide left. Pass back to Shai Dillon, who loops one up in the air and goes off for a Chippenham throw about the halfway line. Slough attacking the goal on our right, playing from left to right. And I think an assured first half, and hopefully we can see Slough build on this.
Yeah, as Chippenham get its second half underway nice and brightly, play ball out wide, but it's well over hit there by Ferguson, I believe. With Slough Town throw-in right inside their own half on this right-hand side. And yeah, we've got a little bit of a makeshift defence today, with Dillon on the left as usual, Tom Williams at centre-back as usual, but then Fraser at centre-back joining him, which is slightly unusual, especially considering his height. And then Warren Harris at right-back, usually plays right wing, but at the moment Warren Harris and Sean Fraser have been doing absolutely brilliantly and kept Chippenham out, as they've got the ball here in the middle of the park. It goes back to Pook. It's going to play out wide right, but it's going to be cut out by Dillon. Comes to Nathan Webb to Hope. Looks to bring the ball down, play it forward to Barney. He's well beaten to the header. It's out to Griffin. Plays out wide to Fides. Looks to take Jai Dillon on, but he trips. That's when we go out for a Slough Town throw-in midway inside their own half on the left-hand side. Dillon going to take this one. No Guy Hollis here today, so no long throw-ins for Slough. Dillon gets the ball back into play, looking for Charlie MP. Brings the ball down well to Putman, who clears it forwards, but it's only to Kent Cowpenham in goal for Chippenham. He's going to look to bring the ball back forwards, looking for Sandell. He's going to be beaten to it by Sean Fraser. To Hope, to Gockman, who flicks on again. It's well coloured by Tyndall. It's Smith back to Jones.
Warren Harris heads away. A slight push there, but referee plays on, and Pook on the ball to Smith, who cuts inside up, but well tackled by Nathan Webb, who clears to Ryan Hope. Out wide left to Jai Dillon, who plays it forward to well turned by Charlie MPI. Charlie MPI running at goal 30 yards out. He's put it ball out wide to Gockman, who will not make it.
Charlie MPI did really well to turn with the ball and look for that pass out wide to Gockman, and just bobbled away from him. There, he wasn't quite quick enough to keep up with it.
I'm expecting to see Chippenham go for it all guns blazing this half, as the 3 point is vital for them and any playoff chances, as they look like they could slip out of the playoff zone.
Yeah, they're currently in 6th place, 1 place out of that playoff zone. With only a couple of games left to go, they're looking for every single point they can get. As balls play forward by Chippenham, it's only as far as Scott who decides to kick it instead of catch it. It's a strange decision.
Good volleys to the halfway line, to be fair to him.
ball's
And Chippenham attack through Andy Sundell.
Looks to turn back inside, but he's marshalled well by Nathan Webb, who does
Brilliant
really
play by
well to
Nathan
get
Webb.
a tackle in.
Knocks the ball over and intercepted before it gets to Lee Barney, and Chippenham play out to Pook.
It's cut out well by Nathan Webb, only 5 yards away
He's
from
got
Pook.
Charlie MPI out wide. He plays it the other side to Barney. Barney, not the greatest first touch, but he's still got the ball. Putnam takes it off and plays it out wide to Jai Dillon. That is not a good ball and will be shepherded out. No, not shepherded out. Chippenham clear, and the referee's given a foul for, I guess, Jai Dillon tugging as the ball's being shepherded out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Jai Dillon trying his best to make the Chippenham defender play it, but as he did so, he just pulled him back, and the referee saw that. It's an easy free kick to give, as Kent Kalpinen will take this one. Wide right is looking forwards, but it's going to be well won by Nathan Webb in the middle field for Slough to Gockman. He's going to play ball forward.
Gockman. Charlie's
First
MPI is
time.
on the keeper here. 1-on-1, and keeper gets there first, and Kalpinen clears it to the halfway line. But only as far as Webb. Shots on here if Ryan Hope wants to hit it. No, he plays it out wide to Gockman. Gockman on the wide right, running towards the byline, puts the ball in, and it's gone to Charlie MPI, 6 yards out, and
he's just fumbled
miscontrolled
it
to the keeper.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Chippenham keeper did come well outside of his box there to clear it. It's a poor clearance, but unfortunately for Slough, it fell to Ryan Hope, who had his back towards goal, and he couldn't quite control it to get that shot away. Otherwise, he would pretty much had an open goal. But unfortunately,
And unlucky there, I think the ball bobbled off Gockman's cross and hit Charlie MPI about halfway up the shin pad when he was hoping to get a shot away, and bounced harmlessly straight towards Kent Kalpinen in the Chippenham goal. Still, Slough lead 1-0, and Chippenham on the ball looking to clear from deep.
I guess Tinder up to Lee Henry under pressure from Gockman. He's going to get there. Is Lee Henry plays the ball forward, but Sean Fraser cuts out well. It's only fall to Pook. He's going to play the ball wide out right, and there's absolutely no one there for Chippenham. It's going to be a Slough Town throw-in.
For me, I'd say Gherkin Gottman's probably been Slough's best player today so far. He's absolutely everywhere. He's battled for everything. Fantastic assist for Barney's lobbed goal, and looks very assured for a player that hasn't got many minutes under his belt this season.
Yeah, he's been there all season, but he's barely played. And when he has come on, it's pretty much been a substitute appearance for 5 minutes. So coming here today's first full 90 minutes in quite a long time, he's done really well.
Barney chasing down Kalpinen, and Kalpinen on the ball, just over Barney's head. Clears at the halfway line to Pook.
Out to Jones, back to Ferguson, back to Pook in the middle. Good little passing play by Chippenham here.
Chippenham on the edge of the box.
Ferguson goes past his
Ferguson.
man. He's into the box. He's looking to turn back on his right foot. He's back into traffic.
Back. Oh, well blocked. The shot from Alex Ferguson was well blocked there by Tom Williams. And we're out wide with Lewis Putnam attacking wide left. He's got two in the middle. He's going to look for the overlap of Jai Dillon, I imagine. No, he's cut inside. May have got himself into trouble here. He's won a free kick though, and this is Lewis Putnam territory, I would imagine.
Yeah, as Lewis Putnam,
25 yards out.
As Lewis Putnam brought the ball forward there, Slough had the numbers and get advantage, but Putnam couldn't quite find that pass.
Putnam Hope standing over this, about 5 yards wide of the edge of the 22 and about 5 yards out, so about 26, 27 yards out. Well within shooting range.
Yeah, I think Putnam's probably going to take this one. But
Ryan Hope is definitely lining this up though.
Yeah.
Jai Dillon's in there as well.
Putnam doesn't seem too happy. He's not going to be getting this one, I think.
Yeah, no, Putnam's now moving the ball.
Little discussions. Tom Williams has now said to Ryan Hope, let Putnam take it, I think. You have to wait and find out. It's a right foot and a left foot over this.
Putnam's definitely to strike this. Hits it and falls over as he hits it, and ball sails harmlessly over. Slipped as he made contact with the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately that slip.
Double substitution coming here from Chippenham, I would imagine. 14 for 2. Alex Fides coming off for Harry Grant. I have to say, I'm quite glad to see that from Slough point of view. I think Alex Fides has had a very good game, and also
Pook
Pook coming off
for Allen. Strange to see Pook going off. I felt he's quite good and quite solid in that centre midfield. Chippenham might be seeing a more attacking option because he was sort of a deep lying midfielder. But Alex Fides, who'd been causing Slough quite a lot of problems on his right hand side, he looks to be playing as a right wing back, almost slash right winger at times.
Doesn't seem as if there's been any obvious formation change. Chippenham still seem to be playing sort of 5-3-2, 3-5-2, depending on how you view the wing backs. As Ryan Hope wins the ball fantastically, was challenged by two players, and Barney is wide left challenging Matt Smith, or was it Mark Priest? Sorry.
And Hope fouled him sort of unnecessarily. Kent Calvin's going to get the ball, game back
Great
underway.
first time ball out wide by Kaufman, halfway line with
Jones.
Matt Jones.
Plays ball forwards.
Long and headed back by Nathan Webb and safely to Mark Scott.
Yeah, it looked. Nathan Webb was fairly happy with his pass back. We just worried us just for a second there. It looked like he could have headed into his own goal, but Mark Scott easily capturing it there. And he's got the new substitute in attendance trying to block his goal kick, but he does get the ball away, looking for Charlie MP. He's not quite going to win his header. He's come out to the new number 14, Harry Grant, forward for Alex Ferguson. Plays out wide right to Lee Henry. He's now switched that right hand side, but he's completely fluffed his clearance. It's going to be well out, up and high, and out for a Southtown throw in about 15 yards inside their own box. And we're going to need new balls. The ball's gone out of the ground. Tom Williams looks like he's going to take over the throw-in duties and try and get the ball up the pitch. With Guy Hollis not here today.
Slough fans very quiet behind the goal, I have to say. I thought we'd hear a bit more noise from them because 1-0 up, and I think a bit of noise would help spur the team on right now.
Yeah, I have to say you don't hear too much noise inside this commentary box. So, but,
there's a lot of people playing on their phones right now watching the game.
Considering Slough actually winning 1-0 up,
it's a rarity. Enjoy it, boys.
Looking reasonably comfortable at the moment.
Well, you had to say that as substitute Harry Grant runs down the left wing and is marshalled out of play by Gurkan Gockman.
No worries, Gockman got the tackling I knew I was doing. Saying we're comfortable.
You have the gift.
But Chippenham going to have this thrown here. They're sending up two of the three big centre-backs forward for this. Looks like it's going to be a long throw into the box. As it comes in right near that 6-yard box, and it's going to be shot
smacked over
by Sandell, I think, possibly, but it's well over the bar from about 6 yards out.
It was a very easy chance, and that is a real let-off for Slough there. And it was, in fact, one of the substitutes. It was number 16. Is it 16? Ben
no, I think it's Priest, centre-back Priest.
No, it's 6. I thought there was a 1 there. Yes, it's 6.
So,
Mark Priest smacked the ball over from 6 yards, and I doubt it's even landed yet.
Being a centre-back, you can maybe forgive him just a little bit for his poor attempt on goal, but it still looked easier to score, or at least get it on target, than it did to miss. But Slough be happy, they've come away with a goal kick. Scott's going to take his time and clear it, looking for Charlie MP once again, basically beaten to it by Tyndall.
Chippenham do seem to be starting to get a foothold in this match, unfortunately, as number 7 Ferguson runs at the Slough defence.
And it's come out to Allen on that right hand side. It's going to come back into one. Allen on this near hand side.
Out wide to Jones on the left hand side, gets the cross in. That's a very good ball, missed by everyone apart from Nathan Webb, who clears it. The ball comes out and is volleyed back in, and easily saved by Mark Scott. But
it looks like it was inches away from the big centre forward Alan Griffin there. He couldn't quite get his head on it, and Slough managed to come away with the ball here. But Chippenham causing Slough a bit of problems in this second half already.
It is a bit concerning seeing Griffin lining up between Warren Harris and Sean Fraser when he has a massive high advantage over both of them, and he's just playing in the slot between the two of them at the moment as Ryan Hope plays the ball out wide to Gockman, who's done really well to keep. No, he hasn't kept it in.
I think it was a pass to Charlie MP, just missed his control, and Gockman just slipped as he tried to get the ball. Sandell with Griffin over the header, and Ferguson gone down for being shot, but it's been played out wide to
well played
Smith.
by Jay Dillon to get the ball back there. Jay Dillon, and is fouled, surely. Yes. Ref definitely delayed that a bit longer than we'd have liked.
Yeah, it looked like Matt Smith for that foul there. He's a bit unhappy he didn't get the decision in his way about 2 seconds before. He's just gone straight through the back of Jai Dillon, who's happy to take that foul. And Slough will be able to relieve a little bit of pressure here and bring the ball forward themselves. it looks like Mark Scott's going to take this free kick about 10 yards inside his own half.
Go on, Mark, have a shot.
So the Chippenham keeper's well off his line. He definitely could shoot here, but the referee's just having a word with the Chippenham captain, Greg Tyndall, and number 8, Matt Smith. Just there to him, calm down, telling him that the referee's in control of this game, supposedly.
And to be fair, he hasn't had a bad game, to be fair.
The referee, he's done quite well.
He hasn't made any...
No glaringly obvious
I'm
mistakes.
going to say now there's going to be a
Just-
penalty given in the next few minutes. And we're about to be back underway with Mark Scott clearing it, and the rest of it's hand up. And Mark Scott's wanting everyone to get inside the box. I think he's looking to launch this. No, he's launched it out wide towards MPI, and ball is headed out for a Slough throw right in front of us here, about 25 yards out, with Warren Harris to take.
Yeah, Warren Harris playing right back and taking quite a few throws today. He's going to have looking for a couple of options in front of him. It's going to be a short throw in. He's looking for Charlie MP. He's going to win the flick on towards Barney, but it's well cut out by Tyndall. Only as far as Warren Harris, but it's cleared once again by Chippenham. Only to Fraser. Play ball to Warren Harris, who tries to
play
go
Warren
past
Harris, round
Jones.
one, put the ball out wide to MPI, but MPI wide left, right even. Cuts it back towards Hope, and Hope's sort of forward ball is, it's Warren Harris in the middle, overhead kick. Oh! And sort of overhead kick lob that the keeper reaches out and grabs on his line. But well played by Slough, and some good work out wide there.
Yeah, it's Warren Harris finding himself inside that box and just kicking the ball over his head, just a bit aimlessly, but it was well on target. As Chippenham come away with the ball here on the right hand side. Sandell's going to win that ball, but it's just going to go out for a Slough Town throw in.
Got a few goals in here if you're following other matches in the league. Bedworth 1, Histon 1, Biggleswade have just scored to make it them losing 3-2 to Kings Lynn. Cirencester 3, Biddeford 1, Hungerford Merthyr 0-0. Kettering 1-0 with Hitchin, Poulton 0-0 with Dorchester. Poole are 3-0 up at Chesham, at home to Chesham. Redditch and Leamington 0-0. St Neots are 1-0 up at Cambridge. Stratford Dunstable 0-0 and Weymouth 1, Frome 0. And as another goal goes in, Kings Lynn are now 4-2 up against Biggleswade.
As ball's out wide with Grant on the left hand side for Chippenham. Looks cut back for Jones. He's going to try and go past Gockman, but he gets his cross in. It's nice and deep. And it's just slightly overhit. It's going to go out for a Slough Town goal kick. And another score here. Windsor are losing 2-0 to Hartley. It's always good to see the local rivals losing. We try and keep you up to date with those.
I like that. How are Wickham doing?
St Neots playing Cambridge City, and Cambridge City have been given a penalty.
Mark Scott to take the goal kick here.
So long ball forward looking for Barney, but he's well beaten to it by Tyndall.
Good news, by the way. Wickham are losing 1-0 to Wimbledon as MPI
Chippenham.
in the box. Charlie MPI knocks it long. Barney and heads just wide.
Charlie MPI done really well to win the ball off the big Chippenham centre back, and the ball came forward for him. Had a 3-on-2 momentarily. Played the ball in for Lee Barney, who had a reasonably free header in the box, but unfortunately couldn't quite guide it goalwards. There's still 1-0 here to Slough Town as Calvinham gets the ball forward. It's only going to make it to the halfway line, and Webb wins a header, but it's cleared forward by Chippenham. Williams is going to clear the ball only as far as Ferguson. He's going to look to shoot.
Is it
It's
well
blocked
blocked
by
by
Williams.
Williams, yes.
And it's going to come out to
Now
Nathan Webb.
Nathan Webb. He passed that wide to Putnam. Putnam, he's got Guckman out wide in a bit of space. Plays it down the same wing to Dillon, who's going to be in a foot race. And not a great ball by Jai Dillon towards Charlie MPI. Well intercepted and cleared by Cirencester
Up
to
to
number
Griffin.
9, Alan Griffin.
And well cut out by Putman's. Williams clears it forward, but he slices his clearance slightly and goes out for a Chippenham throw on the halfway line to Allen, out to Priest. Play ball forward to Ferguson, and Priest was caught, but referee says play on. Griffin out wide to Jones. I'm going to take a long range shot that's well wide, and it's come straight into the middle.
Terrible shot, but
It's fallen to Griffin, who was offside as he went down under a tackle.
and someone's getting booked here. It's Ryan Hope. I don't know what that was for. Must have been something earlier.
I think it was the late tackle on Priest earlier on, which the referee played advantage for.
You're absolutely correct.
Well, we can say whatever we like, can't we?
And Slough are now 12-1 up.
Cambridge, I believe, scored that penalty 1-1 against St Neots in a sort of near the bottom of the league. They're both near us in 16th place. We will be playing Cambridge next weekend. As a referee just having quite a word with a couple of more players. Now he's going to have a quick word to the Chippenham bench and wait for Scott to take this free kick for the offside. He plays it forward, looking for Lee Barney, basically easily beaten to it by Priest. Out to Allen, to Henry, out wide, plays the ball forward, looking for Sandell. But Warren Harris is going to get to that first, can't quite control it. Sandell's come away with it. It's going to fall out to Grant.
Well saved by Mark Scott, but the rebound. Oh, well, double saved by Mark Scott with Andy Sandell about to tap in. Really good work by the Slough keeper there. Drilled shot came in and
low and hard, that right hand side.
Managed to palm it out and then dive on the ball before Sandell went there for tapping. Long clearance by Mark Scott towards MPI, who is beaten in the air, and the referee blocks Ryan Hope, who still wins the ball, passes it forward to Lee Barney, flicks it, and it's between MPI and the keeper, and Mark Priest gets in the way and clears.
It's only as far as Ryan Hope in his right hand, middle of the pitch, out to Warren Harris on the right hand side. To Hope, back to Warren Harris. He's got Gockman just in front of him, making a run. He's played inside to Charlie MP. He's got to pass out to Warren Harris again. Tries to get crossed in, but it's well blocked by Grant.
Warren Harris better watch it. He's playing so well as a fullback, he might find himself there long term.
He's moving forward whenever he can. It's Gockman's got the ball now. He looks to turn his man. Play back to Warren Harris. Can put it in first time. It's low and it's not great. It's going to come out to Ferguson.
3-on-3 here as Chippenham attack.
And now Grant is joining in the left-hand side. Tom Williams has tripped. And ball's just gone past him. Ball's played out wide to Allen, who completely misses his shot. It's high and wide and nowhere near the goal.
And that was very dangerous for Slough, and Warren Harris charging forward, left Slough 3-on-3 at the back, but luckily substitute Chris Allen blazed the ball high, wide and ugly from about 7 or 8 yards out.
Yeah, Slough got a little bit lucky there. So Tom Williams slipped in the middle of the pitch and allowed Chippenham to get through even a little bit more. But fortunately for Slough, Chippenham couldn't make the most of their chances. And 20 minutes into this second half, Chippenham probably having the better of it, but not really been able to.
No Slough players warming up. Obviously, I mean, I don't know about the fitness of Ciaran Parsons, but I would imagine we'd like to see Arctic and Raju get some game time.
Yeah, I believe Arctic is a recent signing, and Raju is one of the academy players. As the ball comes here to Gockman, who can't quite control it. It's Jones plays into the middle to Allen. Looks to turn to get past Hope, but it's only as far as Gockman. Plays forward to Charlie MP. He's going to try and control this one. It's awkward.
He's being pulled all over the shop. Yeah, there's the free kick. And their captain,
Tyndall
decides to have a little word with the lino.
And it's right in front of the lines when he easily saw that one.
Right on the byline here, 23, 24 yards out from goal.
It's like Williams is going to come over to take this one. Another in-swinging free kick with his left foot.
Slough have 4 in the box in the shape of Putnam, Barney, MP and Hope, with Gockman just on the edge, as Williams indeed is going to swing it in.
Chippenham really do have this size advantage.
That is not a good ball, far too low, easily cleared by Chippenham, but only as far. And Tom Williams has just
tripped Harry Grant.
Got away with it there.
He's come away with it. Sandell looks to play ball forwards. He's got a couple of man advantages, but Mark Scott comes out of his goal, clears it.
That is a hell of a clearance. That's gone 70 yards. That's going straight out for a goal kick. Nope, the keeper's just stopped it on the byline.
So literally from the edge of his box, taken one bounce and would have gone out for a goal kick had the keeper not grabbed it. It's absolutely huge clearance. As Calpenham for Chippenham clears it himself. That's going to be only as far as Dylan, who only head it to Grant, so it's left-hand side. He's going to play ball forward, but Mark Scott's going to cut that cross out as he had Sandell bearing down on him.
I hope I'm not speaking too soon, but Mark Scott looks very assured today. He's been in control of everything. He's had a very good game.
He did make that very good save just a few moments ago. Low down to his right-hand side. He plays ball forward. Charlie MP beats his header once again. He's going to fall to Ryan Hope. Does really well to Gockman.
On the byline, looking to make something happen out wide. He's rounded his man, passes it to Hope. Hope on the byline. Ball comes in, and it's too high for Lee Barney and cleared, but only as far as Lewis Putnam, who will turn and try and swing this in for 25 yards out. And there's an offside in there. Yeah, there's given. Yeah, I think it was Lee Barney offside.
Yeah, it was a good cross by Ryan Hope initially. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too deep and just away from the Slough Town players.
And Chippenham must be desperate. They look like they're about to make their third and final sub here, as the numbers have come out. Maybe the numbers are just resting there.
Looks like number 15 was being prepared, or would be Ollie Taylor, but he's
He's getting
not ready
massaged
just
at the
yet.
moment. Very nice. I wouldn't mind one of those as well.
As a referee just having a quick word with one of the Chippenham players here. Not quite sure what for. Is he booking him?
Yes.
Yeah, he's booked number 17,
substitute Chris Allen. Probably for that terrible shot he had earlier.
He's only been on the pitch for less than 10 minutes. He's already picked up a booking. And Chippenham just waiting to get the ball back, game back underway. Is the referee taking his time to get into position? He's, I think he's going to be asking the Chippenham bench to control their players a little bit, just tell them to calm down and remind them that he's in charge. You're not missing much, as we said. Still waiting for that free kick to be taken once the referee's happy to get the game back underway.
And finally we're underway with Kalpanen to clear it from wide of his box, level the penalty spot. He'll be looking long towards Sandal and Griffin, I imagine.
It's not the greatest clearance, it's basically flicked on well. Sean Fraser clears for Slough as far as Hope flicks on to Barney.
Barney through to MPI.
MPI.
Oh,
For good
MPI still
touches.
might be clean through and no.
Charlie MPI's pace almost getting the better of the Chippenham defence. They just get a foot to it. It's cleared long, but only as far as Nathan Webb. He's got time to pick a pass. It's not a great pass. It's up high and loopy, and their Chesham defence heads it clear for a Slough Town throw-in. So Dylan's going to come forward to take this one. He's got Hope.
Imagine looking for Warren Harris here. He has quite a lot of space if they look wide.
Nathan Webb
A
choosing
good
to play
ball to
down the
Barney,
middle.
actually, to be fair. Barney out to Putnam. Putnam wide left. He's got support here from Hope. Hope plays it back to Barney. Barney on the edge of the box has a shot blocked. And Jai Dillon in the box. And I think it's going to be a corner. No, it's just stopped before the ball crosses the line. And Chippenham clear their lines long.
Looking for Griffin up against Williams. Williams wins the header. Ryan Hope plays out wide
That is
to
not a good ball by Ryan.
Warren Harris.
Put Warren Harris under a lot of pressure, but Harris has done superbly there. Harris breaking over the halfway line and miscontrols it for a Chippenham throw to be taken by number 11, Matt Jones.
Going to play it backwards to Chris Allen. He's going to play the ball long forward, looking for Griffin, but Williams wins that flick on. And Scott
Why did Mark Scott go with his feet there? Mark Scott inside his box going with his feet and somehow clears. I believe we're going to have that Chippenham substitution now. Number 15, Ollie Taylor's had his massage and his pedicure, and I think he's ready to join us.
Yeah, well, it's a strange decision there by Mark Scott. It looked like he should be coming out of his hands to catch the ball, instead going with his feet, and lucky to get there first and just about clear it to safety.
Alan Griffin is to come off for Ollie Taylor, number 15. Not, as a Slough fan, not sad to see the end of Alan Griffin. I think he's
a big lad, and he's
a big, strong lad.
He's caused Slough a couple of problems, but Fraser and Warren Harris have done really well to cope with him.
Again,
And,
not a single Slough player warming up. It looks like we're going to maybe go with this 11 till the 90. The way that things are looking.
Ollie Taylor is his replacement. It's nice and tall, but he's not as strong as Sandell. As the ball comes in to MP, plays ball forward to Gockman. It's well cut out. And it's played forward by Chippenham up forward to Allen, I believe. No, sorry, Ferguson, who cuts past Ryan Hope, plays ball forward this time to Allen.
Back to Ferguson on the edge of the box. Ferguson passes out wide to substitute that's just come on Taylor.
He's looks to go past Dylan, but Dylan tackles him well.
Corner.
And the ball just, once again, the ball just bouncing awkwardly for Chippenham. Couldn't quite get the shot away, but Dylan did really well to get back and get that tackle in.
But yeah, Chippenham are going more attacking. They're leaving 1-on-1 at the back now. This ball, oh no, someone else is dropping slightly in front of Lee Barney, but long ball over the top, long clearance to Slough, and Lee Barney's pace could prove decisive here as the ball comes in from the corner, well away by Putnam, but only to the edge of the box from Matt Smith.
It's well close down by Nathan Webb, who stops him getting shot away, and Chris Allen tries to put the ball back in, but he's in offside position, and Slough come away with a free kick well inside their own half, about midway through the second half now. And as you said, Chippenham made all three substitutions. Slough not made a single one just yet. Chippenham having the better of the second half, but haven't really been able to test Mark Scott too much. Only that one shot which Mark Scott dealt really well with, low to his right hand side.
Mark Scott clears towards MPI, who is beaten again in the air by Greg Tyndall, their Chippenham captain, and who has been very dominant in the air. Don't often see Charlie MPI being beaten this regularly in the air.
So Slough Town thrown just inside Chippenham half. Warren Harris looking forward for MP, we just got over his head, looking for Gockman, who tries to go past Jones, we can't quite do it. Played back into middle, and balls can come through for a Chippenham player out on the right hand side. It's Lee Henry. Plays the ball forward, but there's no one there.
Bit of a mix-up. No one knows who's going for it. And substitute
Ollie Taylor's there first.
is against Jay Dillon here. He's cut the ball inside towards Matt Smith. And the shot comes in from Ferguson. Low.
Straight at Mark Scott.
Straight at Mark Scott.
Yeah, there's a bit of miscommunication between both Chippenham and Slough Town players as the poor ball forwards. Jay Dillon should have dealt with it, but he didn't do so. And Ollie Taylor came away with the ball, but in the end came kindly to Mark Scott and goal for Slough. Clears the ball forward, looking for Charlie MP. Can he win this one? No, he doesn't. He's going to come out to Lewis Putman in the middle of the pitch, can bring the ball down, play out to Webb, who plays out wide for Dillon. He's got a bit of space to run into. He plays it forward, it's a poor ball forward, it's cut out, but only as far as Ryan Hope, who heads the ball forwards looking for Barney, but he's beaten to it by Priest. And he'll come back to Ryan Hope though, he's going to have another chance to play out wide to Warren Harris this time. And Warren Harris plays the ball forward to Charlie MP, but it's well cut out by Tyndall, only as far as Gockman.
Gockman is told to leave it. Ryan Hope now on the ball, looking to make something happen. Plays the ball to Barney, bounces off him, and it's up in the air in the Chippenham box, but well cleared before Barney could get on it as they look to clear, and ball is now over the halfway line with Ferguson.
Ferguson brings the ball down with Nathan Webb in attendance. Nathan Webb does really well to get his tackle in. Gockman then takes over, plays the ball forward to Barney. He's got Priest in attendance, but Barney does really well to turn.
Two of them.
And he plays out wide to Charlie MP. There's now a
man at the far post here. If he looks to play it early, he's got Gockman.
Charlie MP getting past his man, puts low cross in.
Good ball, then no one attacking it. Ball whizzed across the 6-yard box. But unfortunately, Barney and Gockman, Slough's two players in the box, were
nowhere nearer
the penalty spot than the 6-yard box. But a great ball in from Charlie.
And then Kent Calpenham, goalkeeper, taking the throw and played forward. Has come all the way down to the Slough Town box after a long clearance, which Ollie Taylor's going to try and stop from going out for goal kick. He does really well against Dillon, I believe. But then he pushes him in the back.
Was it given a free kick or is it given a throw?
Yeah, he's given a push in the back there by Ollie Taylor. It's a Slough Town free kick, as I just heard the Slough Town supporters finally finding their voice. And Slough will be able to...
They probably have found out that Wickham are still losing to AFC Wimbledon, but now it's 2-up. As Mark Scott prepares to take this free kick in his own box. It's starting to get a bit dark here. I would imagine we might see the floodlights before the end of this game.
Yep, and the top of the table clash between Redditch and Leamington is still 0-0. Redditch top of the table as it stands, I believe.
And Gockman in the middle of the park, battled off the ball and knocked forward for Sean Fraser to clear to Ryan Hope. Down to Jai Dillon, wide left, who knocks an aimless ball up in the air. Gherkin Gockman under it, and ball's just spending more time up in the air than on the ground at the moment as Chippenham now want to look to attack through Matt Jones wide left.
Plays back inside to Chris Allen. He's got plenty of time to find a pass. He does find one. I think it's Ferguson. It's right, left hand side. Back to Jones. Back to...
No,
sorry, it was
Grant.
Grant. Looks to put deep cross in.
Great. Oh no,
Scott
Scott's
gets there just about. And it looked like he's pushed.
Yeah, Scott was being challenged there. Dropped it but grabbed it quickly. It did look like...
Ollie Taylor, I believe.
Yeah, substitute Ollie Taylor did play Mark Scott rather than the ball there as Mark Scott takes a goal kick.
Looking for Barney.
Deep towards Barney, who's
beaten
in the air by
Tyndall.
Tyndall. I cannot remember the last time one of the Slough strikers have won a header against these centre-backs. They are colossal in the air, these two Chippenham strikers.
But Nathan Webb doing really well in their centre midfield, winning all of his tackles. Plays the Hope, plays out wide to Putman. Is a bit overhit, looking for a long ball forward, but it's ahead of Charlie MP and Lee Barney. Comes all the way through to Calpenham. He's going to take a touch. He looks to get the ball forward for Sandell to flick it on. He's going to flick it on. He does get a flick on. Williams has got the ball, looks to clear it, plays off of the Chippenham player. That's going to be a Slough Town throw in about 10 yards away from the byline.
With the time ticking down, Chippenham haven't exactly thrown everyone forward just yet. I mean, we were 13 minutes to go. I would expect a lot of long balls to be flying into this box at some point soon, especially they've got number 15 Ollie Taylor on, who is massively tall.
Especially against Sean Fraser, who's much, much shorter.
I mean, he is currently stood running back with Warren Harris, and Warren Harris's head is below his shoulders.
And well won there by Chippenham out to Grant, so it's left-hand side, looks to bring the ball forward, plays inside to Taylor, and Nathan Webb's there again, cuts it out, And Sean
Sean
Fraser's going to come
full
out of the
pelt,
ball.
crossing the halfway line. Ball out wide to MPI, and it's behind him, and it will be a chip and throw. Well cut out by Sean Fraser. Looked to attack early, but unfortunately his ball was a little bit behind Charlie MPI. As the throw goes back to chip to keeper Kent Cowpen's clear.
And Bideford are now winning 4-3 away to Cirencester. Someone.
And Ferguson, edge of the box, well tackled there by Nathan Webb. And
Jones on the ball back to Tyndall. In the middle to, I believe, Chris Allen. He's got plenty of space. It looks to play the ball out wide left to Grant. He's going to head ball through for Sandell, but Sean Fraser does well to get there first. And Tyndall under pressure from Barney plays it forward to Jones, but Ryan Hope is there. Nathan Webb, sorry, is there to cut it out. That's going to be a Chippenham throw in about 15-20 yards inside that Slough half.
I'd say Charlie MP looks absolutely shattered. He's right in front of us here, and he's run his socks off this game, and I'm sure he would appreciate us having a striker on the bench to come on. He's still running, bless him, but...
It was a good flick on by Chippenham. It's fallen through to Ferguson, but the referee's seen a push in the back, I think.
Yes, I think it was Ferguson pushed off his defender as he turned there.
Slough haven't made a single substitute yet. All 4 substitutes on the bench: Adrian Sear, Jake Parsons, Lawrence Arctic and Pritpal Raju don't look like they're warming up at the moment. Doesn't look like Slough are going to make a substitution just as yet. But, I think a couple of players wouldn't mind having a little breather here, especially Charlie MP's, as you said, run his socks off. Chippenham themselves have made all 3 substitutions.
Mark Scott clears, huge clearance towards Charlie MP, who the ball goes over his head, and it will be a throw to Chippenham to be taken by Mark Priest. Throws it back to King Cowpenham,
And that was a foul
who
throw.
miscontrols it, nearly gives him a corner away, and only knocks it as far as Gockman. Gockman can have a shot, Gherkin. He's hit it, it's goalwards, it's probably not going in. No, it's wide and high. I think King Cowpenham had it covered. Gockman trying the shots from 45 yards after Cowpenham's slightly bodged clearance.
Yeah, with his weaker foot, he did really well to even get him near the goal. But the ball comes forwards. Warren Harris clears it, but only as far as Allen. Gockman wins the header underneath the ball. He's going to win the second one. No, not quite. That ball falls to Grant, I believe, up to Sandell. He's looking to turn and bring in Smith. He's going to bring the ball forwards. Gets up to Ferguson, back to Smith. That's well blocked by Williams. To Gockman on his right hand side, up against Jones, but Jones wins the battle and goes past him. But Nathan Webb again with the tackle.
Max out play, well battled Nathan Webb.
Nathan Webb's
a throw for Chippenham, literally right in front of us. The lady with her coffees nearly gets knocked over by Greg Tyndall coming out here to grab the ball.
He's gained about 10 yards before taking the throw, and for Sandell chests it really well to Taylor. Goes past Nathan Webb, but Warren Harris pushes him off the ball.
Battling by Warren Harris there against a player that must weigh 3 times what he does to actually take the ball off the attacking Ollie Taylor. Ball was cleared, and unfortunately for Slough, Lee Bunny's in offside position with a free kick on virtually on the halfway line to be taken by Chippenham keeper Kent Cowpenham.
Chippenham now really pushing forwards. They win the header, but Dylan clears it as far as Hope, who flicks on again. Looking with Charlie MP, he's looking really tired now. Back in the middle of the pitch for Chippenham. I think Allen's on the ball. He's got Hope marshalling him. Back to Cowpenham, who's well outside his goal. Clears it long, looking for Grant, but it's going to go over his head to Sandell, who's got Sean Fraser alongside him. Sandell has to cut back, goes back inside to Allen, who's going to play the ball forward, looking for Ollie Taylor.
He's taking it down in the box. He's looking for the support, and
it's a good save by Mark Scott.
No, saved. Yes, well saved by Mark Scott. Low into his left, and a corner for Chippenham, and literally all the outfield players at the moment are up with Lee Barney on the halfway line, just to keep it at beat, and one of the Chippenham defenders is dropping back.
Cowpenham thinks he's Manuel Neuer. He's up by the halfway
line.
line.
Is on the halfway line at this precise moment as the ball comes in, and well saved by Mark Scott. Mark Scott is in no rush to put Lee Barney in. He's going to have a little lie down on the floor, maybe have a cup of coffee, see what's going on in the news, and then take the goal kick. Bounce it once, has a little wander, looks up, and Mark Scott clears towards Gherkin Gockman and Charlie MPI. Gockman beaten in the air with a hand around his face, which the ref missed, and Lee Barney is offside from the clearance back up the pitch by Ryan Hope.
Yeah, the Chippenham defenders not happy with their foot advantage and massive side advantage. I want to foul the Slough Town players as well, as Cowpenham gets the game back underway, looking for Sandell, who wins the flick on. And it's back in the middle of the box to Grant, who gets a free shot, well blocked by...
Fantastic save by Mark Scott. It's still going... No, it's been cleared off the line by Jai Dillon.
Somehow Slough
Absolute
kept
pinball
out.
football. We couldn't even commentate. It was bouncing around so much. And finally, after a great double save by Mark Scott, Jay Dillon clears off the line for a Chippenham throw about 15 yards out to be taken by Matt Jones.
I'm not quite sure how it stayed out, but Slough did really well to get bodies in the way and block it as throw comes in. It's flicked on. It's not cleared by Slough as Scott then jumps up high above everyone and grabs it calmly and just brings it down and says, "Don't worry, lads, I've got this one. Take a little breather."
With that ball in the box, if I was attacking and playing FIFA, I'd have destroyed my shoot button. I'd have hammered it that much. As Lee Barney attacks to Ryan Hope. Ryan Hope edges the 18-yard box, inside the 18-yard box. Cuts inside. Ryan Hope with the shot. Well saved by Campenham on his legs near post. And Slough on the attack here. And Ryan Hope will just let this go through a throw.
I think he's won a throw, yep. Ryan Hope with that tight angle was on his wrong foot, but he did really well.
He's seeing Sear in a minute. He's just been had a little chat with Underwood and seems to be playing around with his shin pads.
And Hungerford have taken the lead against Merthyr, I believe.
And Putnam edge of the 18 with the ball. He's going to play it nice and slow, wait for the challenge to come in, and cuts inside to the byline. Lewis Putnam fakes the cross, side set, shimmies, and wins a throw. Slough right in the opposition's corner, in the steak baguette corner, if you know Holloway Park well.
6 minutes left to go of this half and the match. Slough with that throw in on the far hand side, going to go short to Lewis Putnam. He's going to hold the ball up against 2 Chippenham players. He's going to win another throw in. It's what you call game management, I believe, nowadays. Slough's keeping the ball inside the Chippenham half, keeping it away from their own goal.
Dillon with the throw. And throws it on line to Barney. Barney's he going to hold it in the corner? No, he's going to play it back towards Joe Dillon. And
Dillon can't.
What's the ref given here? It's definitely a Chippenham throw, and he's given it to Slough.
Yeah, it's a poor decision there by the referee, but Slough won't mind. They've kept the ball in that corner. It's up to MP
in the box.
Looking to turn. He's got 2 players on him.
And
he's going to do
he's
well.
still got the ball.
He's got a
He's
chance
going
to
to have
shoot.
a shot here.
That's
And
well
blocked. And runs very kindly. As now Chippenham on the halfway line. MPI has tracked back and got the ball. Fantastic work by Charlie there. Plays it out wide to Warren Harris. Warren Harris, early cross. There's no one there, and King Campenham catches it easily and looks to clear early.
Yeah, the cross was a bit too close to the keeper there. As Chippenham come away with the ball with Chris Allen on the right hand side. It's only as far as Ryan Hope, and still inside that Chippenham half to Putman. Back to Hope. He's going to play the ball down the line, looking for a run. But no one's there. He's going to go all the way through to Campenham in goal. So let's play this quickly now. Looking forward for Sandell. No one's going to win the ball.
Everyone, and there's a foul there. And Sandell seems to be squaring up to, is it Ryan Hope?
It's Tom
No,
Williams.
Tom Williams.
And the referee's given us a free kick to Slough.
There's definitely a bit of pulling off the ball there, which has led to Slough getting the free kick. And Andy Sandell is not a happy chappy right now.
Sandell's been having that battle all day long with Tom Williams.
To be fair, Tom Williams has come out on top, even despite the getting what he claimed was an elbow in the face.
Yeah, he's done really well. The whole Slough Town defence have done really well today.
Don't say that for at least another 6 or 7 minutes.
He's still got 4 minutes left to go in this half. Slough do have a free
Slough
kick.
defended very well for 86 minutes. I think that's a safe way of doing it. As Mark Scott to take the free kick.
The referee's going to have a word with Kent Calpenham for some reason. Well, no,
it's Lee Henry. And Calpenham's just coming over. I think he's feeling like he's a little left out.
That's going to be a yellow card here for Lee Henry.
Shouts of shoot for Mark Scott as Ken Calpenham is currently 30 yards out of his box chatting to the ref.
It's a completely unnecessary yellow card here for Chippenham. So Lee Henry with that yellow card. All it does is waste a bit more time for Slough. And there is the yellow card.
Slough are looking to dent another team's playoff chances of... so, with barely 4 minutes left to go, probably, including injury time, Mark Scott clears it long towards Charlie and PI, and King Campenham against each other, and Charlie and PI is blocked well, and King Campenham clears.
Looking for Sandell, who's up against Williams once again. Both of them
Again,
miss
another
it.
push.
Fraser eventually with that clearance was up high and wide. It's going to fall to Ryan Hope, who's going to kick it over his head, looking for the run of Charlie P.
Now being
who's
pushed all
been
over the shop.
tugged.
The ref's seen that one.
The lino missed it somehow right
and
in front of him.
number 5, Greg Tyndall, the captain, is his toys are well and truly out of the pram there. He was basically dragging Charlie MPI around by the head, and he still needs to complain to the ref and the linesman about it. So that will be in no rush to take this free kick through Ryan Hope right in front of us, roughly 40 yards out from goal.
Yeah, somehow the linesman is right in front of him, missed it, but fortunately the referee saw it and gave that free kick. Hope got this one. Slough not sending too many players forwards. It's only 4 men forward. And it's
Can't blame them. Chippenham have got 3 on the halfway line waiting for the clearance right now.
and Charlie MP's got the ball in the left-hand side, right in the corner. He's holding off his man.
I imagine someone's going to come in on him quite hard in a second if he keeps doing this. And Charlie MP to the ground, but no foul. And Chippenham clear. This could be Chippenham on the break. Well played, Nathan Webb. He slowed things down. Chippenham still have the ball though, and it's wide left.
To Jones. So look to play ball forward to.
And that's gone, and that's a Slough throw.
Only a couple more minutes left to go. Slough still holding on to this 1-0 lead here.
I think we might see 30 seconds of Adrian Sear here. He's just stripping off in front of us. I imagine that would be for Charlie MPI into bulk up the midfield.
Yeah, but Slough have this throw inside their own half. Warren Harris to take this one. Waiting for Charlie MP to come over as Tyndall's wrestling with Barney.
Charlie
MP wins.
To Putnam. Putnam takes the ball down, looks around, surveys his options, decides to run with it. He's got 3 players here. He's done really well. He's turned on the ball and plays it.
That's a late foul by
That's a very
Allen.
late tackle.
Allen, who's already been
Allen's
booked.
off. He's got to go for that. Second yellow. Well done. Been on the pitch 30 minutes and he's got a red.
And that was
absolutely stupid challenge there.
pure frustration and completely
he's
unnecessary.
taken Lewis Putnam's boot off with the foul.
But Putnam did really well to just hold the ball up and control it with 3 players in attendance. And Lee Allen.
Absolutely unnecessary second yellow card. Right under the referee's nose. He was always going to give a second yellow. And Chris Allen trots off and just dented his side's chances of getting a point here, I think.
Yeah, but he's going to use up a little bit more time as well. As
Lewis Putnam is going to
give it a treatment here.
Yeah, he's going to go for his Oscar-winning performance and trying to spend as much time on the floor here. He's being told he has to get off the pitch though, despite only having 1 boot.
Super Kev McGodrick, a little smile on his face. He knows he won't have to do too much work here. As Slough will have this free kick again. No need to send too many players forwards. Just hold on to the ball. And as you said, it looks like Sears, or was it Parsons, possibly putting his shirt on.
I'd love to know how long Chris Allen was on the pitch before he got that red. He must have been on the pitch less than half an hour.
Yeah, it couldn't have been long.
And Lewis Putnam already looking to come back on before the free kick's taken. That's how severe the injury is.
Putman's going off. He's been substituted off. And Ryan Parsons.
Oh, it's Ryan Parsons coming on. Adrian Sewell was kidding up, but yeah, Ryan Parsons, very tactical, taking off the player furthest away from the box. The referee has a little word with Lewis Putnam, telling us to hurry up. Lewis Putnam's reminding him that he just was fouled and he's carrying a bit of a knock. Well played, Lewis Putnam. Good game. Constantly harassing the Chippenham defence.
Yeah, they really are to control the ball and get Slough up the pitch on several occasions. As Weymouth are leading 2-0 against Frome, which is good news for Slough. It means Slough will pull away from Frome. Also got a full-time Bedworth 3, Histon 2, I believe.
So, Hitchin attendance 673. Well, it's at Kettering. No, that'll explain it.
Kettering 1, Hitchin 1 at the moment. Both of those teams looking at playoff.
Ball drilled in early to Gockman. Gockman on the edge of the box plays it back to Tom.
Tom Williams.
Tom Williams even. Tom Williams cuts inside. Ball looks for MPI on the edge of the 6-yard box, but well saved by Cowpenham, who decides to have a little run into MPI, or MPI blocks him, one of the two. But anyway, Cowpenham clears long and deep.
Taylor wins the header. It's going to come through. It's missed by players, but Williams is there to clear it for Slough.
Well played, Tom Williams. Clears it with 2 Chippenham players bearing down on him on the edge of the box, and Chippenham throws to take by number 11, Matt Jones.
Throws into that corner for Taylor. He's going to keep it on. No, he's not
going to keep it on.
It's a Slough Town throw-in. Played him 1.5 minutes of added time so far. Referee's having a quick look at his watch. As Slough have that throw-in right in their own corner, the right-hand side as they look at it.
So with the time ticking down, who would you be looking at as your man of the match?
I'd probably say Nathan Webb, but there's you can say anyone from the defence really played really well. As Barney's trying to win the ball here, but I hope he's got it. He's going to clear it forward for Gockman.
Is well out of his box here. He's just going to let the ball run for a goal kick. Let's waste a few more seconds. Gherkin Gockman, who was chasing the ball down, is quite happy to see that time run back. Cowpenham sprints to the 6-yard box to take the goal kick and launches it long, wide left towards number 10, Andy Sandell, who's beaten in the air by Sean Fraser. Ball to Charlie MPI. MPI running down the right hand side. I don't think this cross is going to come in.
He's going to try and go past
Tyndall.
Come in. He's beating Tyndall. He's on his left foot.
He should have shot. And
Gockman's got the ball.
Gockman.
He's going to shoot. It's blocked.
And easily saved there by Ken Cowpenham.
Yeah, Charlie MP was trying to put the ball across goal to believe Barney was free.
He'd be better having a shot, I feel, there. But
it's well blocked as ball comes forward and Williams misses it. Fraser gets header only as far as Nathan Webb. He looks clear. It's Williams this time got the ball. He's going to clear it down the wing.
Oh.
Gockman's now got the ball. He's got time and space ahead of him.
He's got Ryan Hope inside, and Ryan Hope receives the ball.
Slough to bring this forwards. They've got number to
That's
Marshall
a
out
very
wide
good
to
ball out wide to
Barney.
Lee Barney. Lee Barney
It's
on
a
the edge of the
3-on-2.
box. He's coming inside. Cuts inside his defender. Has a shot and well
It's a
saved by
save.
Cowpenham. Was a good height for him, but still did well there as he clears very long again.
And he's going to fall to Fraser, who's head it
Fraser
short
has
to Nathan Webb.
Done
Back
a
to
really
Fraser.
good job in the air this game, despite being so much shorter than all the attackers around him.
Good 1-2s by Fraser and Webb. So to get the ball clear. It's played off of.
Mark Scott is in a foot race here and clears it and gets. Well, he sort of ran into the Chippenham striker.
Yeah, as Slough looks clear, it bounced off the Chippenham player and came forwards. We're 3.5 minutes into added time now. Surely the referee can't have too much left to play. As Chippenham have this throw in deep inside the Slough half. It's going to be a long throw into the box. It's coming in. And Scott's going to get there. He's
No,
got to
Scott
adjust the bow.
under a lot of pressure. We'll say he palmed it down as
Yeah,
opposed to
it's-
drop it, but
He's
he
trying
hasn't
to
kept everything. It hasn't held everything cleanly today, but he has been very solid between the sticks and he's made some very important saves.
He has always come away with the ball, which is very important.
As Mark
That's
Scott clears, whistles ringing out from round Holloway's Park. Charlie MPI beaten in the air and Chippenham to the halfway line. Warren Harris wins the ball, and it's
Sandell in foot race with Warren Harris. Warren Harris is going to win now and all day long. There's a Chippenham throw in about 10 yards inside Slough half, and there is the full-time whistle.
And Slough win by 1-0. That goal coming in the first half from Lee Barney with a wonderful lob from a great Gurk and Gockman through ball, and I think that is going to have put a massive dent in Chippenham's playoffs hopes and a much better performance from Slough than I've seen recently, and optimism for the next few games.
Yeah, it's a huge confidence boost, especially when you consider the back four was a little bit put together last minute. They did exceptionally well against some big, strong centre forwards. I did say Nathan Webb is my man of the match, but you definitely could say 4 or 5 players could get that. I don't know who you'd go for.
I was first half. I'd have gone with Gurk and Gottman because I thought he was superb in the first half. But I think overall play, I'd probably have to go for Tom Williams for me. I thought he battled throughout and he was up against a couple of big strikers. He was in quite a tough physical battle and he won pretty much every ball that came near him. And I think that he was therefore my man of the match overall.
Yeah, it's, whoever you pick as your man of the match, even though you weren't here listening to us, there's an excellent performance all round by all 11 players from Slough Town today. Defended really well, attacked quite well, and took the chances when they came. And it's a very welcome 3 points here today, and a very welcome clean sheet as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen many of those recently. So, well, thank you very much for listening.
And we'll see you next week at Cambridge when Adrian should be back. And
hopefully it'll be a much more easier start than us.
Yeah, hopefully we won't have too many technical problems.
And the as we leave you, the Chippenham players are all sat down and their referees. Cowpenham's just been booked. 2 minutes. The Slough players are all off the pitch, and Cowpenham's decided to have a little go at the ref and got himself booked. So there we go. Final whistle.
Yep.
Slough 1, Chippenham 0.
We'll see you next week and have a good weekend. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
That was a good game, that was, man. I don't think the keeper got booked. Oh, what did he do?
He had a go at the ref. Oh, I thought the Slough players were off. He got himself booked. And substitute is
He tried having a go at Rabbit a bit.
oh, did he? I bet Rabbit's wound him up on the great points.
Thanks for all putting me in.
That's right, mate. Couldn't leave me alone, mate. I probably won't be around next week. I'll be at City.
Yeah, I think we should be back to normal.
Oh, that's all right. I'll probably just
Yeah. See ya.
Oh, that's a good game, wasn't it?
Around, stop it.